You knew the spark was real. Don't say you didn't know. A heartbeat whispered truth before the world could ever show. You stood there at the crossroads with a choice in your own hands, and still you turned your back and said, I never had a chance. Tell me, how would you silence the cry when you knew a living soul was on the other side? What were you thinking? To take a life you knew existed? How could you justify taking tomorrow from someone's eyes? You had the power and chose the blade. You stole the chance, another heart was made. What were you thinking? You knew, you knew, you knew. Echo louder than the words you try to claim. Mercy doesn't bend just 'cause you're drowning in your shame. You knew the road, you knew the truth, still you chose to cut it loose. And now you wear a hollow wound where a miracle once bloomed. Tell me, how'd you bury the light when you knew it was a soul, not a shadow in the night? What were you thinking? To take a life you knew existed? How could you justify taking tomorrow from someone's eyes? You had the power and chose the blade. You stole the chance, another heart was made. What were you thinking? You knew, you knew, you knew. Every choice becomes a stone. Every truth becomes a throne. Life isn't yours to erase. You can't rewrite a soul's birthplace. What were you thinking? To take a life you knew existed? How could you justify breaking a future you were never meant to deny? Stand in the mirror, look in your eyes, face the truth you try to hide. What were you thinking? You knew, you knew, you knew.
Can you hear me now? That might work. Help? Something? Sorry about that, guys. All right. Welcome in, my beautiful Tater Nation. It's me, your friendly neighborhood potato, peeking out from beneath the soil, watching the world grow and occasionally trip over its own shoelaces. And boy, howdy, it's a show we've got tonight. And you know us potatoes, we have lots of eyes and we like watching all the interesting things that humans do up top. From culture to the From culture to politics, from history to the headlines, from common sense to complete nonsense, breaking it down like only the potato can. Today, we're digging in, brushing off the dirt, and taking a good, honest look at what's really going on. So grab a seat, grab a snack, preferably a potato, and let's see what the world looks like today through a potato's eye. And as always, before we start, let me start off with my inspirational quotes. I've never once doubted that I would grow as a potato. Maybe it's time you stop doubting yourself too. And of course, my Bruce Lee quote for the day: to know oneself is to study oneself in action with another person. We need to start having other people in our lives again. Children especially, considering the topic of the show today. Welcome in, guys. I greatly appreciate the engagement and the views. Looks like we had Leigha first off for the second time around. I believe Stacy was the first one in the first stream, but that one got poof gone. That was weird. Vosh, thank you very much for the engagement. Good to see you, brother. Dave, good to see you, brother. And let me see. I think, yep. Prentice, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a bit. I hope you're doing okay. The song was way too catchy for such a heavy subject matter. Yeah. I want people to listen to the songs that I make, so you got to make them somewhat entertaining, right? And then the subject matter hits you hard. Yeah, Dave, you're muted per usual. It's not a potato stream, as Easy says on his stream, I guess, considering we're covering Easy tonight. He likes to say it's not an easy stream without him being muted once on the stream. I guess it's not a potato's eye if it's not the potato boomering it up once a stream at least. I'm glad I caught it at least. And it wasn't like you guys screaming at me in the chat, "Hey, you're muted." If I eat a potato, would that make me a cannibal? Dave, I guess. Dave, potatoes eat other potatoes. It's called compost. Yeah, Stacy, I don't know where my comment went, but hey, good to be here. Yeah, like I said, I had to reset the stream, so it might have been on the other stream. I don't know, but good to see you. I know that it's been a while. Thank you very much for liking the stream. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream, and we'll get into some funny stuff here. As usual on my streams, I like to start out with something funny, and then we'll dive into the more serious topic here. And I do have an error message on my internet, so we'll see if you guys have any issues, it starts lagging or anything, please let me know. All right, on, Stacy. Yeah, drop that in the Discord for sure. Chaos Theory, thank you very much for the engagement. Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm okay with being a cannibal. Fair enough, Dave. Fair enough. All right. So here's, let me see. So what I've got to start with is, I think it's Nick Shirley. Let's see who is Paul. Yep. Nick Shirley here, interviewing some people on the street in California. And I found it hilarious. So we'll take a look at this and then we'll move on to something else, obviously. Of course. Muted. Per usual.
If you were to run for president in 2028?
I would.
You would, and why so?
Because, I mean, he's been having things run smooth.
Sorry, you might have missed the first part. He asked him if they think that Gavin Newsom should run for president and if they would vote for him. And he said, yeah, he's been having things run smooth. What? Didn't we just watch 2 videos? Well, maybe not 2 videos on that, but it was the small clips of the guy saying, what can we do? What have we done faster than California? And he goes on to list the Burj Khalifa, Dubai building. That's running smooth. Dubai is putting us in the dirt, and yet that was smooth. What?
So far, so it's like you don't change a good thing.
How do you feel about your guys' governor, Gavin Newsom?
I like him. He's a talented politician, I think.
Yeah, I guess he is a pretty talented politician. He's been around for quite some time.
Yeah, he's bright. He's good on his feet. Speaks well.
He speaks well? What? Again, I don't know what they're talking about here. Nothing about Gavin Newsom screams president to me. LeighaBoBeigha, YouTube has been super weird since yesterday, giving error messages left and right to everyone. I've tried updating and everything. Really? That's fair. I'm glad it's not just me. I'm not just being a potato here. All the songs make me cry, Stacy, because I'm an emotional woman, but I think y'all would appreciate it. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, for sure. I like music. I like creating music. Now that I've found the creation, I don't know how much I'll be doing that. Just because I'm starting to see the effects of AI. I don't know. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. But anyway, only thing I've noticed is the stream quality won't go above 360p. Okay, Chaos. I appreciate that feedback. I have it set at 4,000 kilobits per second on the bit rate. I don't know what that means. I'm a boomer. It just has an error message saying the stream's current bit rate is 4,000. It's higher than recommended, and it's recommending 750. But if I set it at 750, then it's all grainy. So I don't know. 350p might be all we can get. And I don't know if I'll have to drop it down. We'll see. If it starts lagging, let me know, though. Tater, have you seen the Nick Shirley act? Yeah, I did, actually. I think I watched a video on it. I was going to try to cover it, and I don't think I did. If you have a link, drop it in the Discord, and I'll cover it. Because that was wild. Yeah, he was showing it. He was talking about how they were setting up this Nick Shirley act, trying to basically keep him from rooting out their fraud. It is wild what they're doing in California right now. And yet they think that we want Gavin Newsom as the president. Freaking wild. Hey, Mr. B, good to see you. Appreciate the engagement, buddy. As always, if anybody in the chat doesn't know, Mr. B does have his own channels. Always give him some love if you can. Chaos Theory, yeah, it's weird. The last couple streams of Tater's live watched, it's done this. Yeah, okay. That's what I don't know what it is. I had to turn things down to be able to get the internet to stay online. And then it started throwing up this other error message after a couple of streams of running smooth. So I don't know. Anyway. Oh, of course. Yeah, we don't necessarily need the sound. This is just funny. This guy comes into the gym all, I'm gonna get some stuff done. Comes in, sits down. He's gonna be training for some big fish fishing. This guy's just loving it. Funny. That shit's funny. All right, let's see. Welcome in, guys. Appreciate the engagement. This is crazy to me. So I think I might have talked about this on stream at one point in time. I don't know if I've actually covered it or not. I don't think so. I hope not. Hope it's not just repeating information. I know it's repeating information, but this is funny information to repeat. Let's see. Yeah, so weird, Chaos. Have you checked for any update? Anytime it does something weird, I automatically check for updates. Yeah, turn it off and turn it back on again, or update it. It's always good practice to have. I have almost any other channel I watch, I don't run into this issue. Yeah, this one especially, the 350p or whatever you said, it won't go over 350p, is because my internet, I'm assuming, which is weird because I was having just fine. It was running just fine last month, whatever. I don't know. Thank you for dropping that into the chat, Dave. If you don't know, Mr. B has his own channel. Go check that out. All right, so this is funny. So the island where the men and the women went and tried to survive on their own.
Get to the island. The women have no choice but to swim to the shore in the clothes they're wearing.
No dry clothes and no fire, because we have to make mistakes.
Don't think about it. Just one by one.
It's gonna take
We'll just cuddle each other tonight.
It's gonna take hours. Guys are just on vacation. They just jump right in, throw their stuff in, haul it to the shore, hop in. They're not having any issues.
With light running out fast, the women are no closer to finding a beach to set up camp.
Oh no, a snake. Take it. Eat it. Eat that sucker. The guys are like, yeah, eat it. Eat that sucker.
Oh my God, there's a caiman.
Though potentially deadly to humans, a crocodile of this size could provide tens of thousands of calories.
Yeah, a crocodile of that size in the wilderness on a survival trip. Get that shit. What are you doing? It's not universal, Tater. I'm getting high quality. Oh, that's interesting. That is very strange. Yeah, I want good quality. The biggest thing about, like, when I set out to stream, especially stream, I want good quality. I've worked very hard to make my personality the way that I is, and I want the quality, the sound, all of it to be good. So if you ever have any issues with anything, please let me know, and I'll do what I can on my end to fix it. But there's only so much that I can do, and I'll be looking into my Starlink, apparently, internet this week.
For the women who have barely eaten in days, the women decide to walk away.
I'm sorry, what? And this is why women should not be allowed to be into the, campaign offices, president, right? The higher offices. If you're willing to walk away from good food, I'm sorry, but that's not logical. In a survival situation, jump on it and get it.
From this potentially life-saving feast.
That is dinner, yeah. That is our dinner. The little bastard's got close, right? He's not scared of us.
You're in.
Here we go,
He d-
Yes.
Go. Get in there, boys! Woo!
Yeah, the crocodile almost didn't even give him much of a fight there.
Because we have no fire. We have nothing to drink. Because we can't boil it to purify it and sterilize it.
Can't boil it to purify it. It just cracks me up, because these people, they didn't just pick up on the side of the road. These people had to have signed up, had to have gone through a casting situation of sorts to make sure that they were qualified of sorts to get onto this island. And it's wild to me. I'm skilled enough to restart a heart, but I can't fix my stream quality. That is kind of interesting for sure. And the fact that you have the skills enough to restart a heart is impressive. I always appreciate our first responders. So again, appreciate you. Hopefully you can figure it out. I like my taters high quality. That's right. They're just on vacation. They're just having a vacation.
Circled back to Coconut Beach
For the second time. So not only did they do it for the first time, but they did it for the second time? Or was it just because they circled around and they were at the beach again? I'm not completely sure. But if they circled around twice, it's a lot of walking. Props. Good job.
The women have now been without water for more than 48 hours, and they are dangerously dehydrated.
I feel really drained.
Idaho does have some good potatoes, doesn't it? I know, Stacy. I know, right? This is such a sad representation. And like I said, it's the fact that these women had to have been cast to this position. It's not like they're just going to go pick up people on the side of the road and expect them to survive. These ladies thought that they were going to be able to do this. And like he just mentions, they haven't had meal they've gone without food for 2 weeks. So again, if you're not capable of fending for yourself in the wilderness, why would you sign up for something like this? And again, ladies, I love you. I love you all. I really want you to understand we don't have a problem with being just this for you as well. If you would just stop pushing back on it and allow us the freedom to give you that again. Call the medics. I didn't catch that the first time I watched it. Oh my goodness. And then this one is funny. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Says never mess with a kilted electrician. Of course, I'm muted.
Nigga, I'm a fucking electrician.
Watch your language.
Shut this whole motherfucker down. Do it
right now. Listen, they're busting their ass working. They trying. Get out.
I got it on tape.
Dude, shut him down. He was good to his word. He was kilted. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, I wasn't even set up for it. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, so I've heard about the Idaho Spud Bar, and it sounds like it's good from who I've heard it from, but it sounds like it would be weird. Potatoes and candy would be weird, I think. But you never know. Potatoes are, in vodka. They're in all sorts of things. So who knows? Maybe it would be good. And people tell me that it is good. So maybe it is good. I don't know. This I found funny. Ladies, take note. This is funny in a ha-ha way. Not like an ironical way, not like a, oh my goodness, that's scary, funny kind of way. No, this is funny, haha.
Forgot that men are awful. I posted a video about what the girlies are going to do if we ever hit an apocalyptic situation. Almost 7,000 comments of women saying that they would themselves rather than deal with the men out in the world.
You don't have to wait for the apocalypse.
In case you forgot that.
You don't have to wait for the apocalypse. If you're going to do it, ladies, if you think men are that bad, I don't understand why you haven't. Not telling you to. Please don't. Please, for the Lord, that is all good. Don't. But if we're that bad now, what's going to get better for you if you... Chaos Theory. It's potatoes and chocolate. It's a bit weird. Yeah, I can imagine it's a bit weird. All right, so getting into our subjects for the day. This is a little bit of an interesting video. It's just a minute long, not necessarily part of the subject, but again, what men do, what we've done for generations to build this infrastructure, to keep this running, to keep the women satisfied.
This is 1987 in New York, and this guy is moving with the kind of confidence you only get from supporting a family of 5 on a single paycheck. This is what ironworking looked like before modern safety rules. He's climbing a vertical steel column hundreds of feet above the streets with no harness, no safety net, just leather gloves and pure grip strength.
That is wild to me. Even now, to this day, where I'm a brick and stone mason, I climb scaffold, or I used to quite a bit. Haven't done so in a couple of years now. But this idea here to be climbing without any kind of harness, without any kind of climbing gear, but to have your grip strength and to just climb that steel I-beam like that is crazy. And these guys built, I mean, look at these buildings. There wasn't any kind of safety regulations back then. The things that men did and still do to this day, honestly. Hey, Wi-Fi, good to see ya. How dare you criticize a strong, independent women? Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Chaos. Women's. Women's. I appreciate you, Leigha. I'll be getting into your stuff here before too much longer, so maybe you'll be done driving by then. All right, so let's see. I'm walking and grocery shopping through the phone with my husband. Nice. Right on. I appreciate you guys. Oh, geez.
Mistake up there and it's over. And look at the weight he's carrying. That tool belt is packed with heavy spud wrenches, bolts, and steel tools. Probably another 40 pounds hanging from his waist while he climbs. He's basically doing weighted pull-ups just to get to work.
And 40 pounds is not... That's not like just a bottle of water, right? 40 pounds. So a gallon of water is 8.8 0.34, if I remember right, gallons per or pounds per gallon. So you're carrying multiple gallons of water on your belt to be climbing with that tool belt on.
Once he reaches the top, he doesn't even stop to rest. He walks across a 4-inch steel beam like it's a sidewalk. Then comes the slide back down. That kind of confidence only comes from doing this job every single day for years. These guys helped build the New York skyline with their bare hands and almost no fear.
Yeah, you couldn't have.
I don't know what happened.
Shut up, you. Experiencing interruptions. Wonder if that's associated with that or if that's one of my error messages. Freaking internet, man. So yeah, actually, that was another thing that I've came across too. Apparently, I want to say it was Massachusetts. It looks like has canceled their 4th of July celebration during 250th anniversary. And they haven't, they're telling their people they're not going to refund their money. They're just going to save it for future parties, celebrations. But what's more important than the 250th anniversary? That's what, a quarter of a century? That's crazy. But yeah, LeighaBoBeigha, hubby, the electrician, climbs scaffolding and goes in between tiny basement boards. He's almost 40. I don't know how he does it. Yeah, I'm 40. I still do it barely. I do what I have to do. When I can get the job, I do it. I have no problem. I have no qualms doing the job typically either. It's just finding the work nowadays is all that it boils down to. I'd work just as hard as I always have if I could find the work. Wi-Fi. My wife is a strong, independent woman until she needs her car fixed. Yeah, right. Feminist until the bill comes, right? That's 2.5 centuries. I'm missing something. All right. So, okay. So if you have not seen LeighaBoBeigha, definitely check her channel out. It is in the description below. This is her video that we'll be covering. And then it is happening on Speakeasy's channel. So if you haven't checked out Speakeasy, check his channel out as well. But I've skipped past the intros. So again, if you haven't checked this debate out, I'm sure most of the people in the chat have already seen this debate. And so it'll probably be just talking to the choir here. But I appreciate the engagement, guys. Jeremy Briggs, not sure if I've seen you, maybe. Appreciate the engagement. Welcome in. Hope to keep you around. And so this is LeighaBoBeigha. Obviously, she's in our chat and love beautifully. She did a debate with Marte as well on whether black women are too masculine. That was an interesting debate as well. You can check that on Marte's channel. I'm pretty sure it's still up. Anyway, we'll get into this. I've skipped past here, so we'll see what we start with.
This is the thing, though. Babies do not see themselves as a separate entity from their mother until they are about 2 years.
Sorry, guys. Let me slow that down. My OCD here, or ADHD, or whatever they call it.
So that baby being taken away from its mother
That's so slow.
is traumatic to the baby. It's hurtful to the baby. So your whole argument is dead in the water right there. That's traumatic for the baby.
Think?
I know there's studies about it. The babies don't see themselves as separate from the mother until they're about 2 years old.
But is there a such thing called imprinting that happens with adoptive parents? Do you know about imprinting?
I know that it's a trauma to be taken away from your mother at birth. Period. Don't matter about the imprinting.
Well, it's sure. Yeah, at birth. Nah, probably not any kind of actual residual trauma that's going to reside with the child. Now, if you decide later on that you didn't want the kid, maybe, but not immediately, not when they're first born. And there's a lot of people waiting for kids. There's a list of people waiting for kids to be born and to be able to adopt newborns.
No, that's not true.
That has to occur for that adoption to take place. Yes, it's proven.
Says who? Says who? Plenty of women, like you say, just give their kids up.
Says science.
Oh, what science is this? What science is this? One of the soft sciences that does a study that can't be.
Yeah, she was like like nailing Jello to the wall. You know, you couldn't actually get anything to stick to her. She just evade questions, would not answer a single question. Yeah, exactly.
Replicated
Kind of
these
ridiculous.
types of sciences.
Psychology. Children
Yep,
do not
look
see
at that.
themselves as separate
How'd I know?
from the mother. But anyways, it doesn't matter. It's not responsible to have a baby to just push it off. If you're gonna take
It's more
responsibility
responsible to
for
kill
your
it.
baby, you're gonna take a responsibility 100% of the way. So if you're not gonna sit there and raise that baby and take care of that baby to the best of your means and the best of your ability, then you need to do what you have to do. And nobody should take that choice away from
Sorry, what you have to do? No. Now, the responsibility started when you accepted the responsibility at the act that causes conception. We all know what that is, but it's intimacy, right? Once that intimacy starts, it usually becomes a slippery slopery, and you end up fuckery and aroundery, and you get pregnant or eatery or something like that, right?
you.
But just so we're clear, what you're really advocating here is if you feel that parenting will be too inconvenient and mess
Yeah,
with your
right.
lifestyle too much, then you can take this pregnancy that you had by
You pulled about the same face as I did about that same time, Leigha. Yeah, Stacey, having sex leads to babies. Having smacks. I guess I shouldn't be saying that online. I don't know what you can say on YouTube or not anymore. There's no publicly listed list. It just depends upon context. Gotta love it. But yeah, leads to babies. It is what it is, right? We all know it. We all accept it, or we all should accept it because it is what it is.
perfectly consensual sex, right, between two people, you're going to take this pregnancy and you're going to terminate it, which, whether you want to admit it or not, takes a unique human life every time it's performed, which is the definition of murder since it's a non-aggressor. Killing an innocent is murder. Period. No.
Yeah, that's true. It does usually end that way. Yeah. Oh, I didn't. I was it before this? Yeah. I completely forgot about that part. I've listened to this a couple of times trying to find places to mention, but I completely spaced out apparently.
No. That's the stupidest argument you made, and that's not a big milestone to meet. Let me tell you, no, it's not. Sperm and egg must come together to make a child. I don't know how you don't know this. It's actually shocking. A sperm or an egg by itself will never be a child. Ever.
Scientifically, where
oh, dear Lord.
From 3 sperms. It's
No, they haven't. It's a well, not hypothetical because they've done something somehow in rats. Went down the rabbit hole trying to figure this out because it's like, no, that's not. So it's like the concept of making a baby without the male sperm, that they can take female bone marrow, something like that, and create it. These are all done in animal testing, and they're spotty, inefficient at best. These aren't something that are a well-known thing that is happening currently. Hey, well, Werewolf, good to see you. Appreciate the engagement. Leigha went full savage, and I loved it. Yeah, she did. It was a pretty good debate for sure. If anybody hasn't seen it, definitely check out the whole debate. This one is an interesting debate for sure.
Bullshit.
No,
Bullshit.
It's the truth.
Okay,
No.
drop the link in the side chat.
I love how Leigha perfectly calls it out.
Would
You
love to
should
review that.
drop it in the side chat. Love to review it. She says she's going to. She looks to her side and then just completely changes the subject.
Point of the matter is, I'm gonna send it to you, but the whole point.
Oh, I'm going to send it to you, but I'm going to get you distracted so you're not going to ask for it again. Doesn't really matter. You can ask for it all you want. They're not going to give it to you. They're going to obfuscate somehow at the time. But it's just funny how I'm going to send it to you. And then she just continues to obfuscate. Just leave it. Just let it go. We all know.
The matter is,
And Leigha, you can see, she never did it. Yeah, Leigha, never did it. Yeah, exactly. I didn't figure she had.
This being needs my body to survive. My body does not stop being mine.
So does your born child.
Because something else is growing inside of it.
I mean, I would argue that it does. But even if so, your born child needs you. Your sick parent might need you.
Want to, but it's not your choice to force your view onto others.
So we shouldn't arrest pedophiles and rapists. We shouldn't do that.
That is doing something to someone that is an individual. This fetus is mine. I decide what happens in my body. That's two separate things. That's not the same thing. You're making an argument for something completely different.
But it's not in that case, because they're a human being as soon as the replication starts to happen. It's a human life. Life happens at conception. We all understand. Well, we should all understand that, because majority, like overwhelmingly majority of biologists agree that it is at conception that life begins. Now, what that life is it, in essence, it has to be human life. And if all humans are right to life, like these left people always constantly say, then shouldn't the life that is in gestation, or however it's pronounced, isn't that still human life and worthy of protection? Exactly, Leigha. It's not your body. It's a separate entity in and of itself. It's its own DNA at that point in time. And again, most biologists agree on that because of the simple fact that there is a complete DNA change or strain change with the newborn. Even 99% of biologists, most secular biologists and embryologists, agree life begins at conception, because how could it not? Exactly. Yeah, 99%. That's, I was giving it a little bit of leeway, but 99% sounds, more logical, right? Again, we have to operate on logical things. All right.
But I'm not, because as I've already explained, a fetus is a completely separate person.
Not exist outside of the mother. Therefore, it's not an individual. It's an extension of her.
An extension of her. All I would say is an abortion.
Somebody else. It's not a baby. It's a fetus.
Okay, so what you're really saying, once again, is you're making the same argument about location that I already dismantled in two different ways earlier.
My choice.
Just let each other finish. Let each other finish.
I don't understand. Speak does a good job of moderating, and I'll hope to do a decent job when I start to moderate in mass. But I don't know how these moderators handle these people talking. I want to hear the conversation. I want to hear the debate. I want to hear the points of view and understand why the person is trying to debate that side. But if you're talking over each other, I can't hear the person's refutations or anything on their side, or your side for that matter, because you start to overtalk each other. And why would I concede and allow you to just overtalk me if you're going to continuously disrespect my time and overtalk me? I'm going to try to at least shut you down, if nothing else, until the moderator steps in. So we really need to have more respect for each other.
Go ahead.
You already said the hypothetical, and they had to be tethered with the blood and all this bullshit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that was actually a pretty good hypothetical. If you guys haven't heard that hypothetical, definitely check out the openings. But before I forget again, I'll show you guys this short here that Leigha just sent me that talks about how she is even more crazy than we want to admit. And apparently there's the time bar. so you don't have to re-listen to it.
All I would say is an abortion is actually pretty painful, especially a dilation and evacuation abortion, which is what they call the dismemberment abortion, where they literally tear the child limb for limb before they take a curette and they smash its skull and pull out the skull to make sure they got all of it. So.
The fact that she just jumps over that subject, like she just is infuriating. If you're okay with this procedure, you should absolutely have to go through a training procedure or something or other to see these in action, to see them happening, to understand the processes of it. There was a video I just watched the other day that it was an actual Congress meeting or something like that. And one of the congressmen were asking one of the women that were trying to fight for these fetus deletuses to be a thing. And he's like, have you heard about this method? Is this the method that you prefer? And she just obfuscates. I'm not going to answer that. And he goes through 3 or 4 different methods, and all of them are just horrific, just absolutely horrific. Even the one where it's the saline solution or whatever, they want to try to play it off as just easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and it just puts them to sleep or whatever the bullshit they want to pull. And it burns off the skin. Like, it is just insanely cruel what we do with this process to unalive these preborns. And it's just, it's old. It's old. It's really old.
Or a baby deer. Baby, you're a meat eater. Quit playing.
All right, real.
But again, like Leigha was just saying, she's trying to compare meat eating and the fact that we have to humanely unalive animals. All right, so I am a homesteader, or I try to raise my own chickens. And when I have to unalive those chickens, it is not fun. Okay. There's nothing about it that I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to go do this. No. So to sit there and try to compare what I have to go through to put food on my table to what you want to do because you just didn't want to take the accountability anymore is unacceptable. It's getting really old, and I'm tired of playing like it's just an okay thing for us to just get behind. It's not okay. It'll never be okay, and we need to end it before it ends us entirely. LeighaBoBeigha, pro-life advocate. It's hard to watch. Anytime I play even a part of that video, grown men have to leave. Grown men have to leave. Yeah, Leigha, I've seen them, and that's the thing, and that's just it. I've watched them. I know what you're going through. There is nothing that I can describe how absolutely blood curdling and boiling it gets me angry, and it takes me a lot to keep it under control, guys. We gotta end it. We just gotta end it. I'm also going to be showing some abortion photos on my X soon, since I really can't on YouTube. They're incredibly graphic, and it looks like a baby because it is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Just wild to me what the pro-aborts are okay with. I'm okay with people coming and talking to me on my stream. If anybody ends up seeing this and is like, oh my gosh, this guy is super biased, I'm okay with you coming and talking to me. I see, I don't understand, but I see your point of view, and I would like to try to understand it a little bit better. So if you'd like to come visit, by all means, come talk to me. Stacy, I watched a couple when I was like 9. I was a huge volunteer and fundraiser for our pregnancy center when I was young, and I saw the videos. They have clear ones now, and it broke my heart. Yeah, I can't even imagine. As a female, like I don't grieve the same way as some people do. I don't take passing the same way as a lot of people do. And it even hits me hard. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, nobody can force somebody to sustain.
It's a great hypothetical.
Human life if they don't want to.
Wait, so if you're
again, we're going back to so you can take somebody off of life support because you can't afford to support them anymore. You have the right to just start to unalive your family members because you can't afford or you don't want to go through the process of helping them anymore.
Say your older parent that you're incredibly close with and love very much gets cancer. Can you just shoot him in the head, take him out back, and just...
Obviously, whatever is going to happen to them is going to happen, and they're
wow. I feel like you just said yes without saying it.
Crawl inside of your body to live, it could be your choice.
Sorry, guys, I had to. This chick is crazy.
They get up in there or not? Like, hello, you keep saying stuff that don't have to do with the original argument. Shooting somebody in the head and ending a pregnancy is not the same thing. It's
obviously you've never.
That person who got shot inside of the head, they exist as an individual. They're individuated. They are outside of me, so that's not my business.
I love her big words and how she can use words that she probably doesn't even understand.
If I could try to pose a question for
Sorry.
both of you, and maybe we can get a little further here with this one. So it seems like you're saying basically that the child isn't a person or an individual till a certain time. Like, right. So is what is it for both of you that would make a person?
Hey, bad news, Germ. Welcome in. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you, so I appreciate the engagement. No one can force someone to create human life. The human life is already there, or else it wouldn't be abortion. Exactly. There would be nothing to abort. Exactly. Appreciate the engagement. Hope to keep you around. If you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Subscribe if you would, and I'll try to keep you interested.
Like, what would be like a definition or something that we could like point to and say that means that's a person, that means that's not a person? Where would you both put that? Either one of you could answer first.
I could make a secular argument, but my truest argument from my heart would be a unique human being. It is from the moment of conception because it bears the imago Dei, or the image of God. That's my truest argument. I could also make a secular argument that it has a future like ours, right? If left alone, it will develop on its own, completely unobstructed, will become a person just like you or I, given enough time to be born and unharmed.
Yeah, there's nothing that you have to do specifically to be able to make that get to the actual process of birth. Now, once the birth starts, that's a different story, and I understand that's traumatic sometimes and an issue sometimes, and some women go through it like it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. But long story short, if you don't obstruct the process, it will come out perfect, or as perfect as we allow it to be, because it's our body, it's our choice what we put into it to allow something to come out of it. So when you're dealing with a child, you have to make sure that you're healthy and your body is able to commit to that child. Stacey, yeah, I just cannot understand their logic. It really doesn't make any sense to me at all. And that's kind of where I'm standing. I don't understand it. I don't know if I'll ever understand it, but I would like to try. The time that we stop having discussions, war breaks out, right? Like Charlie Kirk has mentioned on multiple occasions, and I want to push more of the open panel discussions, not so much of the blood sports debate, where I do enjoy that, and I will be doing those. I'm hoping to get a few set up before too much longer, but long story short, I like to be able to move conversations forward.
Just imagine if Hitler would have been aborted. How great of a place would the world be? You act like
that's where we're going.
It's going to be the next Picasso. You don't know. It might be a terrible little shit. Hello?
But you want to know what's really wild?
Oh, are you kidding me right now? Sorry, guys. That is not what I wanted to do. Go back.
Obstructed will become a person just...
Sorry about that, guys. Boomer moment. Had to hit the skip for a second. That's a topic for another day. Hey, Crucible Crusader. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing well. It's been a bit. I know that you've been busy modding for other channels. And feel free to drop any of those channels in this chat if you'd like to. know that you mod for a good amount of good channels. But good to see you. If you haven't hit the like, please like the stream, guys. But yeah, she proves the stance very well in the debate. Autonomy, and that's all it is. They hold the power of choice, ultimate, even life and death over the baby, and they don't value. Yeah, exactly.
It's like you or I, given enough time to be born and unharmed.
Just imagine if Hitler would have been aborted. How great of a place would the world be? You act like
that's where we're going.
Yeah, chaos. That's a good point. Hello, like you're above us. You're more intellectual. You're more logical. Like we should be just seeing what you have to say. Hello. No, that's not how things work. But yeah, she said hello so many times. Too many terrible debate strategies and lack of logic. But it's been a day apparently. Best she had was high school arguments. Exactly. Yeah, for real though. I lost what I was just about to say.
It's gonna be the next Picasso. You don't know. It might be a terrible little shit. Hello.
But you want to know what's really wild?
Oh, the debate tax. Yeah, at the end, I'll be showing a part in her closer is absolutely crazy and ridiculous.
See, Christians.
This is my idea of a person. A person is somebody that exists outside. They're up, they're walking around, they're moving, whatever, scooting, crawling, whatever you want to call it. They exist as an individual outside of the mother.
Right, Jeremy? For real though.
That's it.
So are humans in Africa less human than humans here if it's just about location?
Right.
Or humans in the Middle East or humans in Antarctica?
And it's really pissing me off.
No, I think you're not getting it because you're only going surface level.
You can hold. A fetus in the stomach cannot be held. You know, chi held, your chi is your energy. So it's
where I do agree with Chi. I've gone through some Chi courses. I understand Chi. This is a wild take to me. I'm not gonna lie. As a martial artist, this is a wild take.
child is basically
here we go.
Your energy in the human form. You can hold it. You cannot hold a fetus until the baby is.
Technically, you could. I mean, it wouldn't survive after that, but technically, you could hold a fetus. I'm not sure what the deal was there. Love how Leia's eyebrows brought the thunder. Yeah, the facial expressions were on point for sure, Leigha. I don't know if I'd have been able to hold my my tongue, if you will. I'd have been making all sorts of faces at this lady, if you want to call her a lady.
Able to independently exist from the mother. It's not a baby. It's whatever I say it is. It's whatever I decide it is. If I say it's a baby inside of me, then it's a baby. If it's unwanted and I say it's a fetus, then it's unwanted. Nobody.
Hey, birds aren't even real. Good to see you. Appreciate the engagement. Yeah, this chick is wild. This debate was actually pretty good. The after panel is what I actually want to cover the most of because it gets real Jerry Springer at times. But I don't know if we're going to get to that end panel or not. It's almost an hour into the stream already. But yeah, please like the stream if you haven't liked the stream, guys. It'll be an interesting one for sure.
Worth is based on someone else. Oh, so people's worth is based on if they're wanted or not. That's nice.
Hell yeah. That's value.
So if by the collective we were to just to start ruling people, voting people off the island, that would be okay in your logic? Is that what I'm gathering here?
Wow. Okay.
If your husband
at least you admit it.
he's not gonna value you. He's not gonna put the time and attention and care into you. If your
But
husband
would
cheats
he
on
kill
you
me?
and spends all his money at the crack house or spends it on another woman, is he as valuable as a husband who treats you good and who puts his time, attention, and care into you? There's a different
No.
levels to it.
And praise God. Praise
Comparisons to
God
be
I've got a
made.
good man. Praise God
Okay,
I've got such a
good.
good
But if he
man.
wasn't a good man, would he be as valuable?
What the I love how this lady is a left, obviously. They're all about equality, but yet as soon as something can go her way and say that it's not valuable, it doesn't mean anything to her anymore. Kind of wild to me. I was told multiple times I need to cam up for more dramatic effect. Yeah, Leigha, that's part of the reason why I went on cam. People like hearing, like seeing things, right? I can do the background talking and stuff like that, but I get I get a little bit more engagement this way. I think I also get more trust this way. That's why I chose to go this way. I'm not saying that anybody else should go this way, but definitely it's enjoyable to see people's facial expressions for sure. A baby isn't able to live outside without its mother's care for it either, retard. Yeah, exactly. She tries to say that as soon as it comes out, it's autonomous and stuff. It's not autonomous. It can't survive on its own. Jeremy Briggs, sometimes meds make a podcast. It's fair. Sometimes potatoes make a podcast. Like me. Chaos. That's funny. Well, the dramatic effect was worth it, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, please join the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, we do have open panel Thursdays where you can join my discussions. Just open panel, just cool, calm, collected discussions where we just talk about anything. Feel free to join the Discord. It's in the chat or in the description below. LeighaBoBeigha said, Ryan said, babe, did you say, and I quote, bish, I'm thicker than a Snicker. And what? My man, like this Snickers? Why would you care? Why, yes. Yes, I did. After the panel. That's funny. Yeah, the after panel is a wild ride. I didn't actually watch the part where they go into where Leigha stops and Speakeasy picks up and they go for another 4 hours on his panel. I know I'm going to have to start probably streaming for longer, and I'll have to be streaming more often, be able to make money off of it. But I do want to make something out of this, so I'll probably be streaming longer. But 8 hours, man. Holy cow.
No,
Anyway.
here's the thing that I think a lot of people also listen. I'm going to.
If your husband
one at a time
good as he does, would
You can just hear Easy's it's just about to bust out laughing. As often to hold it back. He's enjoying this way too much.
he be as valuable? So yes,
She don't keep it up. I'm gonna put her in the crystal. Get in the crystal.
So that's part of the reason why I wanted to show that part was because of that context. Because she talks about it in the after panel, and the way she says it, it doesn't come across unless you know the context as that. So I wanted to show you that. Made that argument, Stacy, and brought up how mothers that abort hold their babies sometimes with broken hearts because they told it's just a clump of cells and were lied to. It breaks my heart. Freaking wild. This topic is just wild, man. Jeremy Briggs touched my shoulder and said, "Get out of my way, kid," to me in 1983. I was waiting for Stevie Nicks tickets at Ticketron in Sears. It was heaven. Fair enough. Appreciate the engagement, Jeremy. Crystal energy. Yeah, right. Get the crystals.
Listen, no, but let me tell you what's really.
Believe in crystals. They're supposed to believe in God. So
It's
you
a
ain't
joke.
no real Christian.
Oh, who's slandering who now? But you know what? I don't base my worth off what people like you think of me. Good thing. Good thing. Praise God. Here's the thing though, right?
So I don't know if this chick is claimed to be Christian or not. She quotes the Bible like she knows the Bible. I'm really tired of these non-Christians trying to tell us Christians how Christians are supposed to be without actually knowing the context of the Bible itself and what is in the whole Bible. I'm not saying I do. That's why I try, maybe not best at it, but I try not to preach on my channel about the Bible because I don't know it that well. But if you don't know it that well, don't try to tell someone that is a Christian that does read the Bible what the Bible is trying to tell them.
I have the choice of who I lay down with and who I create a life with. So would he be as worthy or would he be as good of a man? No. And guess what, sweetheart? I never would have chosen.
So
I never
his
would have married
value is
him.
determined on how you see him and what he does.
No.
When it comes to men, especially, our value is determined on what we do for society in whole. Right. And from what I understand of Leia's husband, he's an electrician, which means he's putting back into the infrastructure, which means that is exponentially needed, much like the job that I try to do on my day job. Again, I'm trying to do this, right? I'm trying to make sure that I'm still feeding into the economy, feeding into society, feeding into the infrastructure, but still talk out amongst the bullshittery, right? I want to be known to be fighting against the garbage, not somebody that's just sat by idly by and said, you know what, somebody else can handle it. No, if we all do that, no one is ever going to do anything. We've got to stand up. We got to stand up sooner than later. Okay, so the videos that I have coming out this week, my uploads are actually just recorded randomly this weekend. I didn't take my live content and reload it. So you guys will have some new content. I'm afraid that the content that I've been uploading has been stagnant and people haven't liked it. So I've uploaded some new content. Hopefully you'll like it. If there's anything that you'd like to, tell me, shut up, Tater, feel free. But anyway, long story short, we need to start speaking out. And I want as many people that I can get into my circle speaking out as possible as well. Hey, David, appreciate the engagement. I think you're new into the chat. Can't tell you how much I appreciate the engagement. Hope to keep you around. And if you haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Sorry, I can't stay silent a second longer. This woman with the bun is a knuckle dragging troglodyte. Sorry, y'all. No need to apologize. We understand any side. Even if you were to say the other one were to say that, I might have something to say about that. But you'd have the free speech to say that on my channel because we would like to get you in on a open panel or even a debate with the lady and talk about that. But I appreciate the engagement, David. You're in good company. Christ was as he was. We shall always know him. And that's actually a very good point. Yep, Jeremy. I appreciate the engagement. Yeah, Crucible. We agree. We agree. We all agree with that. Indeed.
Oh,
anyway.
No, his value is his value as a man. Like he would treat me as well as he treat.
Man is what he can do for those around him. Period.
Yeah. Okay. But you just wiffle waffled on yourself there. You said that what he does for Leigha, and then you said what he does for others. That's two different things. And what he does for others would be essentially economy, the infrastructure, the everyone else, right? The system. And if we feed into the system, yes, we are doing a greater thing. We're upping our value. Again, that's why I'm trying to stay with my day job.
Okay. Oh, right. Because you are a woman supremacist, and I forgot. Yeah. Continue.
A woman's value to her man is what she can do for.
Why are you screaming? Why do you think you have to yell at the camera? And then later she gets up right on the camera, like I don't know, maybe sorry guys. It's just stupid, man. I just don't understand it. Anyway.
For him, how she can make him feel, how she could make his life better. It goes both ways.
Okay, but the difference is if you're not valuable to your partner, are they going to kill you for not being valuable? That's the difference. See?
As an entity outside of them. So it's not like when they leave, you're in their body.
Lord.
You're going to be with them no matter what. They have the choice to walk away. You can't walk away from your fetus. Come on now.
I don't know if we're going to be able to get past this because this is the only argument she thinks is winning.
It's actually true, Stacy.
That's cute.
At least she wasn't clapping.
Okay. I don't think we're going to be able to get past it because she thinks this is Christ on a Cracker Jack. This is just so much. Like you were just, you were doing the most. Listen. Oh.
The restraint that Leigha has here, to be completely honest, like I don't know. I haven't gotten into a debate one-on-one with somebody yet, so I don't really know how I'll be. But when I got into a debate, when it was an open panel, I wasn't the most composed person. I'm not going to lie. We'll do better next time. I think it was fun. Hopefully enjoyable. But long story short, we need to have some composure so we understand where the other person's coming from and not just get heated and try to get a one-up like Love Beautifully is doing here. Because all she's trying to do is just get that one-up. She's just trying to make... Somehow she believes that she's in an actual debate to change Leia's mind. When she said, you're not catching on and it's really pissing me off, that is obvious that she thinks that she's in the right, Leia's in the wrong, and she knows everything that Leigha should be thinking about. But I'll go ahead and skip forward here so we get through this at some point in time today. Let me see here. Wasn't very far from what I'm at right now, apparently, but a little bit. If I can actually not be a boomer.
It only lasts for 9 months. Eventually, that baby is going to be born or not, depending on the choice of the mother. But it is separate. It's separately, but like a conjoined twin will never be separate. The baby only depends on the mother for a certain length of time, 9 months, 10 months, whatever.
I mean, conjoined twins can be separated depending on how they're joined, but...
Then separate them. Shit, would you want to be next to somebody? There's those two girls, and the one got to pretend like she's asleep while the other one is with her husband. What kind of life is that? Sad, but it's not my business to comment on it. That's their
That
life.
would be
That's
wild.
their choice, how they live, what they want to do.
I don't know how I would deal with that. Yeesh.
You seem awfully comfortable commenting on lots of things, including, here's the thing, right? This is, you said it's size, the degree of development, or sorry, dependency. And I would argue the degree of development. And I would also argue the environment, right? Because I feel like when we said the hypothetical about what about the artificial wombs, right? You said if we could take it out and we could put it in an artificial womb, have somebody else grow it, or have just a machine grow it. Remind me of your answer. Would we still have?
Yeah, David, that's true.
I think yes, because ultimately it's that person's choice. Because like I said, the child is a responsibility. Now, if they want to choose to pass that responsibility off to someone else, then that should be their choice. But if they want to take the ultimate responsibility and either raise it or end it, that should be their choice to be.
I'm sorry, what the did she just say? The ultimate responsibility to end it? Are you kidding me right now? Really? Like, are you... This woman is wild to me. To say that after denying that people can't not have the intercourse to cause it, to then go back and say the ultimate responsibility to have accountability, to then say they should have accountability, and then say that the ultimate responsibility would be to end it is wild. Oh, you're absolutely right, Tater. As a former libtard, they think they hold the moral superiority somehow, and that's the conservatives are beneath them, meanies and backwards, lost in the past. It's interesting, Leigha. I'm starting to see that. Definitely starting to see that. It's crazy to me. Definitely crazy to think about this stuff. I have 4 kids and 2 of them are not walking the right way. I'm not as patient as you are, Stacy. I'm sorry to hear that, Stacy. I hope things work out for you. I don't know how I'm going to be with kids. I love kids so much. But at my age, I'm so worried about having kids now. I'm not a young, spry little spud anymore, right? Yeah, Leo, I'm sorry. Stacy, have some patience. LOL. Lots of time. That corrects itself. I will pray for your fam and babies. I will keep them in my prayers as well, Stacy.
Be able to do that.
The ultimate responsibility and on one side would be abortion, in your opinion?
The ultimate responsibility is you are actively involved with how the life of that child comes out, whether that is no life or whether that is raising them up and giving them the best life.
I'm sorry, but no life, literally by definition, is not active in said life. What? Yeah, a bunch of what she said is wild, crazy, completely illogical. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. I appreciate that, Leigha. Be a good dad, Tater. My old man is almost 40. I was 30 and 31 when we started, and thank God, because we were crazy and wild when we were young. Yeah, right? See, that's the thing is I was talking to, I want to say my older brother the other day, and I was voicing my concerns about finding somebody and being able to like have kids and give them what they would like in this life. And he said something that really stuck with me. He said that, maybe God's just waiting to put that right person in my life because of something that I'm doing, right? It's always my fault, right? It's always our fault. It really is. We just need to start accepting that and start getting back to the idea that we have to accept responsibility. If you think of it as always your fault, life will be easier. Trust me. Well, I should have gotten up earlier. I should have tried harder. I should have done this better. I should have done that better, right? It's not something I'm good at. Don't get me wrong. It's just something that I'm trying to learn and trying to push on to the next generation, right? Stacy says, Leigha, thanks. I mean, they are going to have to learn the hard way. They're adults. My son is 16 and he is trying to turn his life around and come home. So that gives me hope. I'm glad to hear that at least. Again, we need the next generation. We need some good people in the next generation. David, the question is two-sided. How come men don't have a say in the act of abortion when it took both the man and woman to create the life? And that's exactly it right there, Dave. David, sorry, I didn't mean to shorten your name there. That if I were to ever get a young woman pregnant, and she were to do it behind my back, I consider that theft at minimum, right? Unaliving at most. But if you're taking something that's mine, that is my genes, that is my fluids, and you're wasting it, I should have some say in that. Absolutely.
It takes a great amount of effort to put into a child. Raising a child is work. You got to teach them.
Yes, it is. That's why it's active in their life, not active in their unaliving. What?
You got to teach them the way to live life, and you got to really get into their inner world, and you got to really understand them, and you got to really correct them and get on them so they can be raised up in the best way to be. A child is like a tree. One wrong bend and that tree is going to be crooked for the rest of its life. So it's very, very intensive, and you have to take a lot of care. And my personal thing is, if you're not ready to take that care, nobody should force you.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So don't have it. Don't go through the process to have a child. That's as simple as that. It's been years for me. I'm not dying. I'm not wasting away. We don't have to have it. I'm not saying I'm enjoying my life, but it is what it is. Exactly, Jeremy. Yeah, 99 problems and a B8-1. That's exactly it. I have 1,000 million problems, but a woman isn't one of them right now. That's for sure. And honestly, I don't have time for it. With the way that I'm trying to build my business here and build my business during the day, I don't have time for a female. I still try. Still love you, females. You're all awesome in your own right. You're just, some of them you're weird and you need some help. Serious help. Probably none in the chat though. Stacy says that thing going around X that Lizzie was saying that man that divorced his wife for getting an abortion was wrong. Anyone see that? Let's see that thing around X. Lizzie was saying. I want to say I saw that. I don't know for sure. Maybe if you have a link, drop it in the Discord so I can see it, because now I'm curious. Yeah, unaliving a child never works out well, even if it happens in a doctor's office. Yeah, well, and that's just it. I don't understand how these women think that it's just a clump of cells. Like, I understand they're propagandized, and that's why I'm here, right? I'm trying to speak out and push the idea that they're real life. It's real life. We need to start acting like it. So I'm going to jump forward here to the closers and show you what she says in her closer here. Because she just, like, I don't know exactly. I've never been in a debate, so I don't know exactly how to set up a closer. But this is not a closer. She's trying to still debate with Leigha here. If I can find it.
Connection. And I think that anyone could just murder their child when they have that connection is kind of wild. But as I said, you know, I don't want to police.
Indeed, Jeremy.
People.
Wife
I
is not a
want
girlfriend.
to
Exactly.
Stop the murder of a million babies.
We need to start defining that too.
And hey, if we had artificial wombs, I know psychologically that might mess the babies up, but at least they'd be alive. So there'd be that. Thank you.
Yeah, the artificial wombs, where she says it might mess them up psychologically. And I understand why she's saying that here in her closer and what she's saying, but I don't honestly believe that there would be any psychological issue if they were to be born out of a artificial womb. Now, if they get old enough and the real true mother comes along and they're like, yeah, I don't want you, I never did, and like they find out that they were in an artificial womb to be born, that might cause trauma. But the fact that you were born in an artificial womb is not going to cause trauma by itself. To come out and say, yeah, that's just how it was. Just all it was.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that close.
Hey, JB, good to see you, man. Appreciate the engagement, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
Closing statement. And with that, we're going to hand the mic over to Love Beautifully. So whenever you're ready for your closing statement, I will start the timer up with your voice.
Yeah, Chaos. Exactly. This is the typical leftist tactic where they resort to hurling insults when they realize they've lost. And this, I know that you've probably seen this closer, but this closer is crazy for just insult after insult.
Thank you for
And I'm sure it's because she knew she couldn't respond. Leigha couldn't respond during the closer, so she just needles her. It's infuriating. Again, I don't know what I would have done if it was my debate.
those thoughts. You know, they might not be what I believe, but I'm definitely appreciative of your viewpoint. But the whole point is you had the choice to have what you have, and nobody should be able to take that choice away from you. You believe people should wait till marriage and stuff. That's, you know, you can't force somebody else's choice and what they choose.
We're not forcing that choice. It's the repercussions that you're choosing to avoid that we're trying to force onto you, because you've chosen, you've taken the responsibility upon yourself. It's your choice, not ours. We're just making sure that it happens, because repercussions need to start coming back. Accountability needs to come back. Self-respect needs to come back. Stacy says, I don't have the link. It was a while ago, maybe a week, but they were in their 40s, sent their baby off to college, and then found out. He said, do not have an abortion. And she did. He filed the next day. Yeah, I'd have too. I would have, for sure. As soon as I had found out, I would have filed. I had a scare, not a scare, because it wasn't actual. Like, I never had intercourse with this lady, this woman, this female, this love of my life, basically. And she calls me up one night and tells me that she was pregnant and like she was going to have an abortion or something. I can't even remember. It was the wildest story in the world. But playing it off as a joke. But it wasn't a joke to me, right? I'm still childless at 40 and, you know, telling me I had a child that it wasn't going to be mine was wild for sure. I really like this platform because it reminds me of the public square returning to the discourse between citizens. Just a thought. David, I appreciate that. That's basically what I'm trying to do. Charlie Kirk was a big inspiration of mine. That public discourse, that ability to talk, right? Talk amongst ourselves, get the conversations moving forward again. It's what I would like to try to do, at least. I did not have, yeah, exactly. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Exactly.
To do. It's very wrong to sit there and try to shame people and judge them and look down upon them because they see differently than you.
Shame needs to come back. And because you're shaming us right now, you're literally shaming the Christians by saying that we're shaming you. So who gets to shame who here? You might have a couple of kids out there you don't know about, Tater. Just don't get down about it. I better not have kids I don't know about. Jeremy, yeah, I still weep for Charlie from time to time too. I do. He was a big inspiration of mine. I'd almost consider that guy a friend. If I'd ever met him once, I would have said that. That's what I said, Tater. Fair enough, Leigha. Fair enough.
There's people out here with 7 baby daddies and 8 baby mamas.
7 baby daddies and 8 baby mamas. How's that possible? Oh. She's saying men and women separately. Oh, okay. My bad.
They wrong? They had the baby. They did the right thing, even though they're creating, broken homes. But the children are here. I don't know. I really don't care. Like the children could be happy.
Did my stream just go down? What the hell? Okay, so that is wild. I'm still live. Okay, that was weird.
They could be happy that they're just here. But the whole point is that nobody should force you to make the choice. You live by your religion, and that's great. It's a beautiful thing, but your religion is for you to follow, not me.
It's fair, JB. That's fair. Yeah, Kirk changed time and space, Jeremy, for sure. Leigha, rip Charlie, for sure. Yeah. Can never be replaced. I'd like to try to take somewhat of a stance similar to it. Never have the following that he did, but we see you, Tater. Thank you very much, Chaos. Appreciate that. I'm trying, guys. Okay, so
it's very nasty to sit and try to judge somebody else by the standards. And they're really, honestly, standards that you don't even hold yourself to. Like you're talking about abortion is a sin. In the Bible, it says no sin is greater than the other. Gluttony is a sin, but you don't see the government trying to go and put a lock on your fridge. That's a sin too. You need to worry about yourself. Clean your own backyard before you try to go and judge the deeds of others.
Another attack towards the Christianity where she has no stance in Christianity. If she's a Christian and pro-abort, but to sit there and say, to take the log out of your own eye is to basically say you have to be unblemished of that sin. No one's perfect, but we have to be judging each other. Have to be. Because if we're not holding each other accountable, who's going to? Because we sure as heck don't hold ourselves accountable anymore. Shame needs to come back. Like I've been saying before, right? This woman is the byproduct of a carefully crafted, choreographed narrative that she adopted through the second wave of feminism. This is actually a fairly good point, David. JB, thank you very much for pointing that out. Yeah, if you haven't switched all messages from top messages to all messages, please do so. Interesting. Yeah. Finally got the right error message that I've been expecting to see for this whole time. Irritatingly. Let's see. Jeremy says, why do men not listen to their women when they make the men that do not listen? When they make their men that do not listen. Fair enough. Crucible says, I watched Charlie Kirk's college debates a lot, and then Christian debater named Andrew Wilson kept popping up in my YouTube algorithm. So in a way, Charlie Kirk led me to Andrew Wilson. Rip Charlie Kirk. Yeah. Well, and that's the other thing is he kind of led me to Charlie Kirk too, or to Andrew Wilson as well. So I started watching Charlie Kirk, and I think it was because I started watching Charlie Kirk that I started getting the Whatever podcast clips, shorts. And I started to see Andrew popping up on there. And so in essence, it kind of led me there too. And I'm grateful for it because Andrew's a good guy, and I'm glad to be seeing what content he's making too. I love Charlie, and that is why I hate Erica for lying about so much and taking positions that were correctly contrary to his views, leaving Candace totally out of it. Erica sucks. Oh, man. I haven't been keeping up very much on that whole debacle. When he passed, he was my inspiration. She wasn't, right? So when he passed, I just kind of washed my hands of Turning Point. And it sounds like it was kind of a good thing. It doesn't sound like it's getting very great reviews lately from what I'm understanding, which is really sad to me. Jeremy Briggs says, no stone should be thrown as we should and throw him who is, was, and always shall be. Fair enough. Fair enough, Stacey. All right, I'll shut up now, guys.
I said before, it's, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be mean like that, but I kind of feel a way when people try to judge others by a standard that they don't even completely adhere to themselves. They don't adhere to. There's a lot of sins in the Bible.
And I don't know if I can speak on this correctly, but you don't have to be perfect to be able to tell somebody that what you're doing and you're trying to get away from is not a good thing to be doing. To sit there and say that everybody has to be perfect in that way in order for them to correct someone else's actions, even though they know what they're doing is incorrect and they don't want to see someone else go down the same path before they can correct their actions. I know I have a lot of bad history in my past. And so I don't want people thinking that I'm trying to tell you that I'm a perfect person and I'm doing everything the way that I think I should be. Because I know I have some faults. Everybody does. But we need to understand those faults and start to say, yeah, I have faults. I can understand that. And I agree with that. And I need to start working on that. Hey, Barn Diesel, good to see ya. I watched this shortly after they had it. LeighaBoBeigha stomped her out. Good to review. To get more eyes on it. Yeah, that's the thing is I wanted more eyes on this. Leigha for sure needs the press, but we need to be talking about this more often. The idea of abortions is not something that should be just willy-nilly done. You look back through history and the biggest pinnacles of society, Rome, all of those, when they started to unalive their children is when they fell. And now we have this and we've been doing it for a while. Are we at the next fall? We need to stand together. United we stand. Divided we fall and will always fall. We have got to stand united. Let's see. Leigha, right? I question these real people's real world experience, and that's just it, JB. That's what I'm trying to push for again. Where I know I'm online, I know I'm feeding into the whole bullshittery that I'm talking about, but what am I supposed to do? If I allow the continuation of what's been going without me speaking out against it, being part of it, to be able to speak out against it, I get lost in the sauce. And that's what they're trying to do. So I've got to keep up with the Joneses for as long as I have to be able to get that following and then be able to make an impact with said people. And again, I have 240 subscribers, right? I'm trying to get to monetization. So if you know of anybody, if you know of anybody that would like to join the Tater Nation, please, by all means, share. I like all points of view. I like everybody. Well, not everybody. I can't say that. I don't like myself. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
So, like, are you truly living holy?
So, yeah, that's what I was trying to... Again, this closer here, she's talking about how Leia's living unholily because she's quote unquote overweight when we're looking at Love Beautifully at minimum the same way, if not more, right? So she's sitting there trying to dog on Leigha for not shutting the fridge while she looks minimum similar. Right. I'm trying to be the nicest possible way I can be here, guys. Like, I'm just trying not to be a fucking asshole online. Right. And I realize that even swearing is not a great thing. So I'm trying to even be better about that. But the long story short, to have the audacity to say to somebody, you're not living righteously because you're overweight after she's had kids. Like, Love Beautifully has mentioned that she had kids too. So she should know that weight is part of pregnancy and it takes some time to get it back off. LeighaBoBeigha, I really almost went off on this bitch. Has no idea the battles others are fighting. I also joke about my weight, but I have endometriosis and PCOS, so I'm literally unable to lose weight. And yeah, I had a girlfriend that had PCOS, and man, I felt so bad for her. I really cared for the girl too, but she couldn't have kids because of the PCOS, or so she told me, and so it didn't end up working out. And yeah, it's messed up that people. Now, don't get me wrong. I would say 75 to 80% of the people that are obese, overweight, just don't want to put down the fork, right? But there are that outlier that do have endometriosis and PCOS and thyroid issues that do have a hard time losing weight. Doesn't mean it's not possible. It is hard though. Stacey, I was watching a live stream of Jim Bob and heard about and got the message. He watched the close-up clip. Oh, okay. You guys are talking. Sorry. I'm in a constant struggle with my body and hormones. She has no idea what people are going through, but wants to talk shit on their appearance because she knows they're better people. Just sad. Well, seriously though, like, again, the way she sits there and looks at you, like, looks at the camera, like waiting for you to pipe in and try to interrupt her closer or whatever she was trying to do. Cause she was trying to get you to interrupt her closer so that you would look bad. That's what her tact was here. And it's just, again, going back to the first of the conversation about how I was talking about her tact. This is a terrible tact here. This is absolutely disgraceful. David, the United States is the last bastion of freedom on the planet. We are under attack from within, and our enemies are using our fight of free speech against us. That's exactly it, David. And that's part of the reason why I'm trying so hard to get a following, and so that once I get a following, I can drop out of the... I don't know, because I don't agree with a lot of what we're dealing with nowadays, but I also have to be able to speak out against it, and so I have to be online. I was told the same tater since I was 16, lost 3 angel babies, and have my 3 miracle babies. Pregnancy was hard, had to deliver early, but was blessed with them. Wow, 3 lost. That's sad. I'm sorry to hear that, Leigha. My mom, I think she had like 5 at the end. And then before my youngest sister, it was crazy. The miscarriages, right? Stacy says, yeah, when they said I was like, I saw the cheat shot. You're probably talking to a Crusader. If you hate yourself, you will then hate others, JB. Exactly. Self-respect. You respect yourself. Automatically, you'll respect others. You'll understand how it feels to be respected and want to give it back in return. Just simple nature. And then, if you hate yourself, you're obviously going to hate others. You can't love someone. That's the biggest part of it. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm not in a relationship. I hate myself. I don't know. I'm not serious. I've come to love myself, but I used to not care so much about what happened, and that's a problem. Again, I don't believe that you should be perfect in what you're speaking out against and not be hypocritical about it. Now, if you're just like, oh yeah, I'm so good with this lifestyle, and behind the scenes, you're continuing to do that with no remorse, no trying to change it, and then go out and say, yeah, that's a bad lifestyle. That's hypocritical. Yeah, she's just sitting there. And Leia's like, what? What? You got something to say? Say it, because it's your 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes you're wasting here.
For real. You can't get fat unless you have extra. I know personally. So worry about your own.
Yeah, you know personally. So why did you even bring it up? So worry about your own. Take your own advice.
Sins first. Before you try to go and point the finger at whoever, because every time you point a finger, 3 point back at you. So as much as you judge others, somebody is going to judge you.
I'm sorry, but that saying I used to understand it. You know, every time you point a finger, then 3 point back at you. But it has twisted it like suicidal empathy, similar to that. We need to start pointing our fingers. And if that means that fisting, whatever you want to call it, so you're not pointing back yourself, we need to start bringing the shame back and start pointing out the issues that people have. Because we understand their issues. Everybody knows that it's not okay to defile a corpse. And yet, when you ask liberals where their morals stand, they'll tell you that they disagree with that. But why? They can't tell you that.
It's not our job and our place to sit there and play mommy and daddy and say people shouldn't have sex. That's so lame. That shit is so lame. But guess what? Grown people have sex.
That's funny, Leigha.
The concept of marriage is different. In some places, women have more than one husband.
Exactly, David.
In Bhutan, the land and the property is passed matrilineally through the woman. In nature, you know who runs the lions? The woman lion runs it. The bees run the hive. The ant is the queen. Nature is matriarchal, period.
And why is that? Why is it that the women get to be the stay-at-home mothers in nature? Oh my gosh. Concept. Because the men go out and hunt. The men bees, the worker bees go out and fetch the honey. They do the work. The men lions, same concept. They go and they hunt, right? I understand that might not be the case with lions, because I want to say that the women actually do the hunting. The men lions are just like freaking grooming themselves or whatever. But long story short, 90% of the time it's because the men of that particular species is doing the work and allowing the women to be the stay-at-home mothers, essentially.
Humans are the only ones who have deviated from what nature actually is. And guess what? In nature, sometimes an animal has a child and they kill it right there on the
Seriously,
spot because
JB.
they are not ready at that.
Like she just said, kill it on the spot. Like, it's just, look at what they're doing to themselves. Look at what they're doing to their next generation. Look at what they're doing to their communities. I would like to cover it, but I'm probably not going to get a chance to. If you haven't seen Micheal Knowles, he's a good creator, obviously. But he just did an interview yesterday, and I'll probably be covering it next week. And he interviewed a furry. Quite the interview there. So we'll be talking about it next week. But long story short, we need to be talking to people more. Where I don't agree with the furry community, I do want to cover it because we should be speaking about it. The fact that Micheal Knowles was able and willing to talk to this furry was actually quite impressive. But we'll get back to this here in a second. But we can talk about human Americans. This was a constant thing here. She wanted to talk about the other countries and animals and fake babies made from sperm and all the other stuff instead of actually contending with the arguments that Leigha was proposing to her. And that's the thing, is every time she tried to obfuscate to something completely opposite. So either way you win. Fair enough. Hey, Cleaner, good to see you. Appreciate the engagement, man. Hope you're doing well. All right.
That time to sustain that life. And it just is what it is. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. So am I saying that you should just kill your babies? No. It's a harsh responsibility. It's a harsh decision to have to make, but it is what it is. If somebody cannot adequately sustain that life and they are not willing, nobody else should force them to do it. A child that is wanted, that is wished for, that is loved is going to have a better life than one that was born begrudgingly out of duty. Truly. And it's not my place to judge anybody else for the decision that they have to make. It's a hard decision. We can't.
Of course, YouTube did. Starting to wonder if I've gotten a little bit of attention from YouTube. I don't know how many of you are seeing my notifications from my uploads or things like that. I've been losing views. Not that I give a shit. I really don't anymore. But long story short, YouTube shadow blocking your chats is YouTube you doing YouTube, I guess. I don't know. Kind of getting crazy nowadays. But I appreciate everybody being here with me. So I'll go ahead and jump through here. Now that she's done her stupid closing and tried to just attack Leigha with ad homs is all she did there. We'll go to the after panel after the questions that the viewers had. And again, if you want to see the whole debate, please go check that out. It's in the comments, or it's in the description below. So please go subscribe to Leigha and to Speak and check the channels out for sure. I couldn't lose weight. Stacy says, I couldn't lose weight anything I tried except gastric bypass at 23. Made it possible have kids, but gave me other problems. But the PCOS made have to get many blood transfusions. Oh, really? Dang, that's crazy. Gastric bypass at 23 is insane too, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but I just took the time to explain how to fix people who don't want to promote rules over a handful of chats. It just took the time and it shadow blocked you. Fucking YouTube. All right. I'm just kidding, YouTube. Don't kill me. Don't put me out of commission here, guys. Progressive liberalism is a product of Karl Marx. What people don't understand about Karl Marx that follows his doctrine. Yeah. And that's the thing, is a lot of the time that people that are socialists, you'll say, do you know who Karl Marx is? And they'll, no. Karl Marx hated mankind. He so completely hated society, he created communism. Exactly. People don't really understand that kind of stuff for sure. All right, so we'll start this. We'll see how much we can cover of it. There's a couple of places that I do want to hit, but yeah. No, I'm right there with you, Cleaner. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with everything. It's so hard to talk about too without getting
talking.
We'll see. Let's talk over.
She's not going to let you speak. I mean, you can certainly try. I would not. That's why I addressed.
More of a cross-examination style. I'd like to know her logic train. So I'm curious.
She's not going to let you talk. She's going to talk over you, just like she was talking.
We'll see. Let's talk over.
She's not going to let you speak. I mean, you can certainly try. I would not. That's why I addressed the feminism. as opposed, and then she popped out. I saw her pop out, but that's why I addressed actually feminism that drove women to take it outside and march around proudly with their, you know, whole thing. It's.
I thought I had time stamped it where she was coming back in. Sorry about the about that. Anyway, so I was supposed to get an ablation, but my insurance got all messed up, and now I'm gonna be going through menopause a few years, so I just deal with it. It sucks. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can say that and sound crazy, but give it in depth. Fuck it, never mind. YouTube won today. Fair enough, currently cleaner. Appreciate the engagement again, as always. Appreciate you guys. I like highlighting you guys, but I don't want to ignore you at all. So
I think there's more than that going on with this lady. Okay, great. You're back. Awesome.
You're back.
So
Yay!
So many questions for you.
You're back. Yay!
I want to know. Did she?
Flip, and she drops out. Was that on purpose? Sorry, I don't think it was on purpose, but it was just so funny. Yeah. Leigha, good point. Cleaner, drop it in the Discord. And anything you have, anybody have anything that they want to share with me, feel free to drop it in the Discord. I'm very active in my Discord. I like to be there for my community. So if you have anything that you'd like to share with me, I would be more than happy to see it. Just drop it in the free for all in the Discord, or even in the general starch if it's not too busy, but free for all is best.
A word I said, or no, she's gone again.
No, she's gone again.
She'll be back. Like I said, she just has some connection issues.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes. Ask me all the questions. I'm ready. I want to know what you have to ask.
Did you hear what I said? Did you hear at all what I said?
The last thing I heard was so many questions for you, and you're back.
What? No. Did you hear?
She heard me. She didn't hear you.
Oh, okay. I'll say it very quickly to you. Before, I'm very old, all right? And before feminism, which is what you are, you're a feminist. Before feminism, abortion was a very private and sad affair.
Yeah, exactly, Leigha. Like she probably has Obamacare phone or whatever it is, so it's probably ghetto service. But she drops constantly, and then again that fact that her hand is on the camera when she drops out there, I have a very sneaking suspicion that was performative, and that she was just trying to get your guys' goat on the panel that night. And yeah, not even boomers, not even myself would do that. Stacy, yeah, you need to definitely get on some Speaks channels, panels. You should get on my panels too. panels. Anyway.
Abortion has been going on since the beginning of time through teas and things like that. Mm-hmm. But what feminism did was caused women to do what you are doing, which is march around,
yeah, I understand, Cleaner. I just need to level up a couple more levels. I think you're at level 3. You just need to get to level 5 to be able to see the history. You can drop it in the general starch at any time, though. You don't have to see the history to be able to drop it. But yeah, definitely visit with us in like the welcome sprouts or something like that, so we can get you leveled up.
Proud of the act. Claim that all of these horrible things that you're claiming, when it is a sacred horror that should never be spoken of when this event has to occur. And that is how it used to be treated before feminists like yourself took over the world.
I love Prem. She's so funny. I don't know if she has her own channel. I've just seen her on Speakeasy a couple of times. She's a nice old lady. Reminds me of Wow Grandma, that whatever podcast rated to back in the day. Haven't seen her in a while either. But long story short, Prem is so funny that the feminist, that's what you are. No question. No allowance to say, no, I'm not. Just, that's what you are. And she just moves on. Because, yeah, we need to start calling these people out and not allowing them the freedom to say, no, that's not who I am. You need to allow me to say who I am. No, you don't get to dictate what I say. If you want to say what you want to say, that's fine. But you don't get to dictate what I say anymore.
And destroyed it. I'll shut up.
know, I'm going to say I agree with you. It's a very sad decision, and it's not something that's taken very lightly. And yes, it used to be done in secret and you didn't tell anybody, and it's a hard choice. I'm not promoting the abortions. I think you're confused. The volume and the loudness is about the choice to have one. I feel personally, if a woman does have to go through that and make that choice, that the choice should be available to them. If they're loud about it, if they're quiet about it, that's their business.
Shouldn't surprise me, Leigha.
It was something that I had to do.
Probably don't have any time to watch it, but that's cool.
Rooftops about it, I
Should
think,
drop it in
it's
this
sad.
Discord just to check it out.
Kind of shameful in a way.
God, she just rambles on and on and on and on and on. So obnoxious. Like, just land your plane. It's one of my biggest pet peeves about people these days. It's almost always the left that does it too. They just, you have to listen to me, shut up, you don't get to talk, They just meander through their conversation, and whenever you try to talk over them or interrupt them to get your points in, they just won't let you talk. It's just getting really old. Really old. We need to move the conversations forward, and you can't just continue to talk. And here I am just continuing to talk, right?
It's up to them. It's not my choice. It's not my job to force their choice. If they're poor and they think they could make it, there's more to give a child than just material wealth.
Because my preferences, right?
What?
Did I hear because of your preferences? Did I hear you correct when Leigha got you to admit that you would unalive a family member you were caregiving for because they were too much of an inconvenience? Did I hear you correct there?
That family member doesn't have to live inside of my body. I could choose to walk away and go somewhere else.
So what gives you more of a right to unalive them if the baby's in your body?
Because it's in my body. It's an extension
of me.
It's a baby.
No, it's not an extension of you. It's a completely different entity in its own little bubble. In fact, completely separate, other than that one individual cord, the umbilical cord. And other than that, there is no connection between the two. It is not an extension of you. It is what you've created and what you are now responsible for. To sit here and have this woman preach to us from the Bible and how Leigha is a not worthy, not religious, not whatever she wanted to call her, and sit here and be a pro abort and to sit here and justify the ability to unalive at any rate, at any point, any reason. This is evil.
Thank you very much.
It's my
Do you believe that parents have the right to unalive their babies?
Can they hold the baby, or is the baby inside of them?
The baby's inside them. It's a baby. It's a life.
Their choice. It's their body, their
So
choice.
you have custody of children, sure, but you don't have the right to be their executioner. Did you know that? Are you familiar at all with respect to the laws on things like child abandonment and child neglect, where you can actually have custody ripped away?
Or is it a fetus? It's a fetus. It can't.
It's not a fetus. It's a baby. Stop calling it that.
I feel bad for Prem here. To be as in the generation that she was, and be online and in the spectacle and in the spectrum and in the scene that is today online. What has she seen? What has she dealt with? Right. And then to have this, how old is Love Beautifully? Do we even know? She acts like she's 3. But to have this young woman, to be as polite as I possibly can, sit there and act like she is toward a woman of Prem's age, the things that Prem puts up with on this channel, honestly, I've seen her a couple times put up with some things on Speak's channel that I just, as the moderator, I don't know if I would have allowed an older woman. Now, if it had been a young woman like AVG taking it or something like that, that'd be different. Leigha on the channel, even Love Beautifully, I don't even give a shit, right? But to talk to your elders like that is just freaking wild here.
Care about your feelings.
It's a baby. It's a gift from God.
My fetus inside of me.
It is not here.
No, it's not your fetus. It is a fetus you created and you're responsible for. It's again going back to like I was talking about the other day. Rights don't exist. We don't have rights. What we have are duties. And according to God, we have the duty not to unalive each other. Thus, meaning you feel like you have the right to life because I, being the Christian that I am, choose every day not to go out and act upon my urges, act upon my instincts, my primal rage urges, whatever you want to call them, right? But yet we're not benevolent because, we're men. Cleaner, I explained it unabated by YouTube's algorithm or Lucy, her voice. Interesting. Okay.
Listen, at least face what you're... Just stop with that. Feet, whatever you're calling it.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. I don't wish the choice
Who's
on
wearing the
anybody,
crown,
but I'm not
girl?
gonna advocate
What are you
to
bringing
take
to
it
the
away.
table?
Seriously though, AVG that's a good point. What are you bringing to the table other than three kids from probably 3 different baby daddies? If I remember right, she said that she had 3 kids and an annoying attitude and the fact that she doesn't want to get married. So she's just essentially like, I guess it's later on in the open panel here. They basically call her a human pocket toy, to be as polite as I can be with it, because she's okay with the fetus deletions. She doesn't want to get married. She's just a free for all. Do what I want, when I want, whatever I want. Do what thou wilt. Eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. Right? No, that's not the way we need to be. I'm not one to talk until recently, but I'm trying, guys. I'm trying to be better about what I'm doing with my life.
What are you bringing to the table?
It's my body. It's my choice. If I'm able to create
what
life,
about the
and it
the
has
whole-
to live inside of
You're
me,
just a whole
I decide what happens.
Is that what's
to it.
going on?
Yeah, you're a whole.
Yes, that's what's going on. Everything that you eat affects your baby.
Cool.
Everything you do affects your baby.
Oh, God.
You make choices every day that affect your baby. This is the ultimate.
And the father has no say. You chose to sleep with the dad.
The father
You get
doesn't
pregnant.
grow the baby in his body.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
The soundboard that Speaks got going on. Yeah, just because he doesn't grow it in his body doesn't mean he wasn't part of the initial creation. It's his DNA. To think, again, I don't have kids, so I don't understand what it really feels like to have kids, but to think having the ability, having that in your grasp, and then all of a sudden it just gone, I don't know what I would do. I don't know, man. I don't know.
His
baby. It's his baby.
It doesn't matter. It's my baby.
No,
it's my
isn't.
baby.
No, it's the 2 of yours. It's both. And the fact that men have no say whatsoever has got to change. If I want to pay for your pregnancy through carrying it all the way through the birth and take it on and take all the responsibility on, that should be absolutely my choice and the ability to do. You chose to have it happen. You should be forced, not forced, because you did it. You allowed it to happen. It's not a force at that point in time, because we're just making the reality happen. Men are not incels, involuntarily celibate. They are bencels, benevolently celibate, We make the choice to not take it, so it's not involuntary. That's actually a very good point, Cleaner. Never really thought about it on that terms, but that's very true. If we really wanted to have it, we could bang for prostitution, whatever, right? Or just simply taking it, and not much of that actually happens. There's a lot that quote unquote happens, but it doesn't get reported. So it's not actually happening. I'm sorry. But if it's not reported, how do we say that it's happening? And when you lie about that report is got to stop. We've got to do something about that shit. Hey, Reexamination Show. Good to see you. If you don't know, Reexamination Show does have his own show as well. I think Leigha and him do a show together. Good to see you. Appreciate the engagement, Rex. Hey, Pharmacat. Good to see you. That picture's back. Such a good picture. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. All right. So then, hey, don't call it art. Good to see you too, man. Appreciate the engagement, buddy. Also, there's benevolently celibate, like saying you can't have this maliciously. Yeah. Malevolently celibate. Yeah, seriously, actually, that's a good point too. Don't call it art. Never thought about that either, but that's seriously true. And that's a lot of women.
No, it's your and your husband's baby. Or your
Tell him,
dick
open
partner.
up his
I don't know
womb
what
and let him grow
what
it.
you do.
See, that's the feminist part. You see how the feminists play that?
Feminism
Well,
is
have
a
the man open up
response to
his
the ill
womb.
treatment of
See,
rape
they have
of
completely
women.
lost
Just the same way like black people have black power movement.
black
that was a response to the ill treatment of black people.
Black
it was
fatigue,
necessary to have that.
Don't throw the black stuff at us. Black fatigue, black is over.
You know,
you were never a slave.
Prim, I love you.
Yeah. Prem is so
All
great.
of you bitches look tired. I ain't never seen a beautiful bitch yet.
I'm sorry, but you ain't never seen a beautiful one? What is wrong with you? For one. For two, you don't know what these two even look like. Prem has not even been on camera once, and Daco47, I think, 41, I think her username is. Don't know who she is, but I don't think she comes on camera at all. So according to her profile picture, if that's her, which sometimes it is, sometimes it's not, that's not some mid girl there. And neither one of the other ones are bad looking. Prem is old, so there's nothing that I can say about that one either way. But to sit there and dog on their looks is fucking wild coming from this mouth. Let's just put it that way.
You look demonic.
You look demonic.
I had a 2-hour choir practice today in church. Do you also believe that women who stay at home ought to be paid? That should be paid labor if you're a stay-at-home mother?
I think that
Well, of course she does.
Priceless, that type of work. You cannot replace it.
That's right. Don't call it art. Every man is a 10. We're going to start saying that and see if women agree with it, because they think that all women are 10s. So now we're going to start saying that all men are 10s. Right?
No, I don't know.
I know I'm a 10. I'm just kidding.
I think it depends on each family and what they think is right for them. I don't think that there's one medicine for every sickness. There's not
Now
one
it's about the family.
Dodge.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you're right.
No, I couldn't hear what you said.
Welcome to my life, y'all. The past few hours.
Say it again.
Welcome to my life, y'all. Yeah, right, Leigha?
Like dodgeball. Bet you're good at dodgeball.
Again.
That's okay. I just wanted on the record that she dodged. Can I know what your problem is with the church governing women's bodies? Are women not more easily indoctrinated, more impressionable, and people pleasers by nature? In fact, statistics from the University of Berkeley and Columbia also illustrate this quite clearly.
Cleaner, that's funny. True, too, probably.
I think that women have been living under the subjugation of men, and that the only agency that they could have was through men. So, you know,
I appreciate that, Chaos. Yeah, if you're a 10, if you feel like it, remember that, Tater. My feelings are I'm a 10. Where I do realize what you guys are saying. I don't believe I'm a 10. I know I'm a 5, 4, maybe. I got some weight to lose. Like Brian on the Whatever podcast says, I'm not delusional. I know I'm a catch. I know I'm worth something more than I've given more than a lot of women have given me, and I'm not going to settle. But that does not mean that I'm shallow. It does not mean that I'm going to hold something against somebody that they shouldn't have held against them. But the weight thing and the ability to do things to better yourself, that's a different story, right? If you're trying, that's all I care about. That's all anyone should care about. If you're actually honestly willing to try and actually putting forth the effort. But there's a lot of people that say, I'm trying, and they're just sitting on their couch eating chips, right? That's not trying. So we need to get back to actually working on ourselves and not just saying, I'm beautiful just the way I am and just accepting it the way that it is. Some are a 10 out of 100. Yeah, seriously, though, re-examination. It's true.
Oh no, it's not like men built the societies and we just like take it for granted, right?
I mean, it's almost like women had the power and men tricked them out of it.
Just coming from an above average person, right, Kat? You know you're right. Just kidding. It's true though. It's true. But yes, we need to normalize being average again for sure. Being happy with yourself and being understanding what reality places you at. Right? Again, I'm nothing special. But my personality really hits, or I hope it does. Right. But when it boils down to it, I know I'm nothing special. I'm not Abercrombie and Finch or a Fitch or whatever, how you ever say it. Or I'm not, I'm nothing special to look at. But when it really boils down to it, I'm going to do everything I fucking can to make you happy. Plain and simple. But when it comes down to it, what really makes you happy is actual reality, not giving you whatever you want in the moment. We're all 10s. Let's come up with a new standard for rating beauty every week, a new standard so they can't keep up with the mental shifts. Oh, wait, that's brainwashing. That's why we are where we are. Cleaner. Yeah, right. Isn't that the truth? Yes, I am. Crusader, I'm very spatial, right? No, I'm kidding. I appreciate that. I do. NPC and comfy. Oh, Pharma, you are not an NPC. There is nobody in my chat that I would ever consider a non-playable character. And if you don't know what an NPC is, it's basically love beautifully.
Women have had the power for the last 60 years and they destroyed the world. Women need to have the power removed.
True.
Stripped.
Fair enough.
They need to lose the vote. They need to be taken out of politics. They need to be put in the house until people like you.
Oh my God, this is so based right here. This is so based. I'm going to have to rewind it a little bit. I might not be able to cover as much as I'd like to because we're getting close, but Prem does some base shit right here.
You were demonic.
I had a 2-hour choir practice today in church. Do you also believe that women who stay
JB, if we were to ever be able to, if I ever get a following, I'm going to go to every single follower's state. I'm going to start having beers with all of you if you want, on me, if I ever get a following, because you are the ones who got me there. If I ever get there, you're the ones who got me there. So yeah, you stick with me and I'd definitely have a beer with you, brother, if we can ever get there, for sure. I appreciate you so much more than I can ever say, JB.
at home ought to be paid, that should be paid labor if you're a stay-at-home mother?
I think that it is priceless, that type of work. You cannot replace it. No, I don't know.
Yes.
I think it depends on each family and what they think is right for them. I don't
Fair
think
enough, Parma.
that there's one medicine for every sickness. There's not
Now
one
it's about the
prescription.
family.
Dodge.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you're right.
No, I couldn't
right.
hear what you
Because
said.
Welcome to my life, y'all. The past few hours.
Say it again.
Dodge. Like dodgeball. Bet you're good at dodgeball.
Dip, dive, duck, dodge, and dive, or whatever the 5 Ds are, right? Come to Tulsa area. Okay. Yeah, like I said, as soon as I make some money, when I actually start making some money, I'm going to start doing traveling shows. Like go and interview people, just to see like what people's lives are like, right? It's kind of like the dirty jobs with Mike Rowe. I want to go out and see what lives are like just on average. I live in a very small town, So if I were to be able to get to like Oklahoma or Texas or Indiana or Virginia or whatever, and be able to see those different areas, like I've never been to the East Coast. So that would be a wild experience for me. And I understand that might not be good content per se, but you guys know me. I'd figure something out, right?
That's okay. I just wanted on the record that she dodged. Can I know what your problem is with the church governing women's bodies?
That's right, Kat.
Are women
You can
not more
dodge
easily
to
indoctrinated,
wrench, you
more
can
impressionable,
dodge
and
a ball.
people pleasers by nature? In fact, statistics from the University of Berkeley and Columbia also illustrate this quite clearly.
No. I think that women have been living under the subjugation of men, and that the only
Cleaner, I agree with that. Sorry, Pharmacat, you've been voted out of NPC. Sorry. You just don't get to be an NPC. You do have to sing, though. Just whenever you want. I'm not going to make it on command.
the agency that they could have was through men. So, you know,
it's evil patriarchy. Oh no, it's not like
Oh,
men
no,
built
not
the
the
societies
patriarchy.
and we just like take it for granted, right?
I mean, it's almost like women had the power and men tricked them out of it.
Women have had the power for the last 60 years and they destroyed the world. Women need to have the power removed, stripped. They need to lose the vote. They need to be taken out of politics.
Get her.
They need to be put in the house until people like you, I'm sorry, I'm not sorry.
Don't say you're sorry, Prem. You don't need to apologize to this woman.
And you are out of control. And there are thousands of what I don't even know how many.
I feel so sorry for your daughters and your grandchildren. If your daughter is not estranged from you, I would be surprised.
I feel sorry for any man that has to look at you on a daily basis.
Yeah, I have to add my own, apparently. The look on AVG's face is classic right here. It's just, oh, wow, you're actually saying that live right now? Are you crazy?
Nobody wants to look at you. You don't even have a camera up. Get out of here. You could.
The only reason I don't have my camera on is because I have poor lighting right now, but I really would like to watch it right now.
Why do you have
I really like look,
Exactly, Jamie.
All you have been able to do is come up here and insult every person that pushes back
And
on
you
your
all
illogical
needed and
argument.
deserved
Are you
it
ready?
very well.
Are you ready?
You all
So
needed
you would
them.
call yourself a bodily
This is so
autonomy
funny.
advocate. Would that be correct?
Bodily autonomy as it pertains to
Right.
my body.
That's so
and what's
funny.
inside of it.
So a
My
bodily
body.
autonomy advocate. Okay, so I have
Only
a
for
hypothetical
herself.
for you. I got a hypothetical for you. So you say that the baby inside is dependent on the woman. So the woman should be able to choose whether or not she keeps that child, correct?
Right.
Okay. So in this hypothetical, the baby can only survive from the mother's milk. There's no alternative food source. Does the woman have the bodily autonomy right to say, I don't want to feed the baby?
I think that if that's the
No,
case,
I want a yes or no.
let me answer your question.
Yes or no.
You need it. We really need to start pushing. And I give a lot of credit for Dark Side Deaconess here, because she pushes for that yes or no. And we need to start pushing for that yes or no. We need to make them put themselves on the line so that they actually have something accountability that we can hold them to. If they don't put themselves out, if they just sit there and start obfuscating, you know they're going to meander away from your point. They're never going to answer the question. If you get them to say yes or no, they put themselves out there and then they can clarify their question or clarify their answer or re-ask a question back to you. But you have to get them to answer yes or no so that you can understand and move the conversation forward. Instead of saying hypothetical, we should start saying hypothetical just to mess with the crazies. Maybe I'm a crazy. I'm a little lost with that one. I'm not gonna lie.
how I answer.
Yes or no, bitch.
That choice.
Yes or no,
Yes
bitch.
or no, bitch.
Yes or no.
So she's
Yes
not
or no,
willing to
bitch.
feed the baby.
Yes
She
or
has an
no,
abortion
bitch.
before she
You
has
can
an
yell. I
abortion.
can
Tell
yell
me
too,
what to
bitch.
do.
What? I can yell too.
And then Speakeasy with his soundboard. This was such a wild stream. I know Speakeasy, again, if you haven't checked out Speakeasy's stream, I know a lot of you have, if not all of you in the chat have. But if you have not checked out Speakeasy and his verbal combat on Fridays, They just got done with like a 65-hour long stream, just solid straight. It was wild. So again, like I'm going to be actually setting one of those up myself, I think, just for the shits and giggles of it. But we'll keep in touch on that one. I'm not sure when that will be, because there's a lot of streamers that I don't like stepping on their toes. But 72 hours, 65 hours, 75 hours, whatever I end up doing, there's a lot of time for people to come in and out of that stream, I guess, for that matter. These women talking about hypotheticals were, there was never a choice before we wouldn't be here, or we wouldn't be. That's actually that fair. Thank you very much for the clarification. Appreciate that. Yeah, exactly. That's just it.
You fucking cunt. Yes
You're
or
a
no?
cunt.
She's so mad.
Or no?
Sit here to
And that's what I
reproduce.
thought. You
You
have
don't
no
have
fucking
AVG is just cracking up.
A bird flew into the
how
room
bad
when
they
you were
are.
born.
Jeez.
Oh, you are
Brains with
sitting here
you.
saying that it's okay to walk
Sheesh.
away from a baby that can only survive from you, you nasty fucking human.
You're
I'm
a
out.
nasty bitch. I said they need
I'm
to
out.
abort it if they don't want to.
Back
make
up from
that
the
decision.
camera. Back up from the camera.
Dayco 41. She's like, back up from the camera. I don't like seeing your face that close. I think I might need to find who this chick is.
Bitch, turn your camera on. You ain't even got a picture. You got a cartoon.
I'm an old lady. I'm not going to show my face. I'm old.
So, shake them jowls, baby. Get in the camera and show them wrinkles. Come on.
I don't think she was talking to Prem, but that actually ended up being pretty funny.
No, you back up a little bit. And, you know, that
Oh,
other
thanks,
girl-
Crusader. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to Speak, go subscribe to him. Maybe after the
I'm
stream.
old enough to be your mother, so mind your P's and Q's around me. Jeez whiz.
You not my mama, bitch. You a bitch off the street. I ain't got no respect.
Have respect for your elders. It doesn't matter you're not your mom. She is your elder. She is my elder. She's an old lady. She deserves a lot of respect that she's not getting on this channel. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little old fashioned. Our elders need a lot more respect than we ever give them these days. We don't need to be shoving them into old folks' homes. We need to be caring for them, giving them better lives than they've been getting. They need to be aborted. Damn, she's crazy. Seriously, though. Freaking wild things that she's saying on this channel.
It's
not on the street.
Oh, what is psycho?
In the home I grew up
Psycho.
in, and the people I was around, they didn't call each other those horrific names. And speakeasy, are you noticing that the females, a female, her behavior is worse than any man I've ever seen on here?
Good.
I mean, I've heard the men that sling
That
in
gives her too much power. Don't say that.
I don't give a fuck.
She loves
All them
that.
bitches need to hear it. Dark
Oh,
side.
you know, you
Deacon,
might be
She
right.
loves that.
that bitch is vile. She probably can't have kids because her womb is rotten. I know a rotten bitch when I see one.
Now she's talking smack on the lady that just schooled her because she schooled her, I'm sure, and then dipped out. And so because she dipped out, she's Love Beautifully is acting like she's scared or something. I don't know what that was about. But yeah, just freaking wild here. Not sure exactly what's going on with my internet. Keeps disconnecting the chat. So if you guys have any issues, let me know. I might jump forward here and see if we can finish up our stream before we lose our stream, which makes the 75-hour stream make me a little nervous. Dark Side is awesome. Oh, nice. Does she have a channel? If you know of a channel, maybe drop it in the Discord or something. All right, let's see.
All them bitches that.
And if anybody knows any of these people, like the channels for Prem, I know I have AVGs, Leia's, Dayco, she has one. I wouldn't mind checking that channel out and see what she has to say.
Can't have no kids because they done sat there and opened their legs to the wrong motherfuckers and their womb.
Uh-oh, there it comes.
Where's your man?
There's the masculine energy again.
Where's your baby
Has that
daddy?
masculine energy.
I have duality. We all have masculine and feminine energy inside of us.
No, we don't. And who are you
Yes,
talking
we
about?
Inside of us, there are two
Women
wolves.
Inside of us are two wolves. It's true, though. It's true, AVG. It's true. We definitely feed our dark side or our light side. Crazy how leftists go directly to deletion when they have a problem. Isn't that the truth, though, JB? Like, as soon as it's just discomforting, right? Oh, I'm uncomfortable with my life, so I'm going to go delete this life so that my life can be better. It's just like wild. Right on, Cleaner. Yeah, like I said, if you have a link, I'll go search for it later. But like Daco41, I don't know if she has a channel. I searched for her username. I didn't find it. I haven't tried searching for Dark Deaconesses yet. So if you have it, drop it or something. Yeah, I can't type either, so don't worry about it. All right, so let's see. There's a witchy lady that comes on, and I do want to cover a little bit of her stuff. It's kind of crazy. She's on the side of Love Beautifully, and she starts pulling some interesting things, and so I was going to cover her, so we'll see if we can get to her.
I've got children and grandchildren. Okay,
Oh no, Stacy, are you still with me? Cleaning and your speaker died. You have your headphones in or something now?
Does the mothers let them talk to you, or are you estranged from you, from your fucked up world?
Where are your baby daddies?
No, they love me, and guess what? They both came from one.
I feel sorry for them that they're gonna have the same view as you, that women are somehow less than men.
Yeah, Daco asked her a question. I don't know if it was directed at Love or who it was directed at, but she said, "Where are your baby daddies?" I'm curious because Love Beautiful, I don't even know what to call her. This negative woman has 3 children, I'm assuming from different fathers. And so where are the fathers? Where are the kids? What does she do for a living? Like, there's so many things. And I know it's none of my business, a lot of these questions, but it's just crazy to think of the stuff that she does have going for her in her life, quote unquote, to be this negative in life. Let's see. Jump forward here. Dark Side Deaconess comes back. Witchy comes in. 340-ish area. So we'll jump forward here. And again, there's so much good content in this. I hate just skipping over stuff, but if you guys get chance, definitely check it out. It's an interesting ride for sure. I got you, Stacy. Welcome back. Appreciate you coming back. Her problem-solving skills are not even on par with my Roddy. Yeah, right, JB? Seriously. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people that we can apply that to, can't we, JB? Kind of getting ridiculous these days. LB works. It also works for other funny things like B works too. Little B works. Oh, nice. Thank you very much, Crusader. Appreciate Darkside's and AVG's channels. So if you guys are not subbed to those channels, sounds like it'd be good channels to sub to. I'll be going to Darkside's channel and checking that out. All right, so witchy, this witchy bishy comes in. The fact that you would call yourself witchy bishy is interesting to begin with, right? So we're obviously dealing with a Wiccan, something along those lines, obviously, and so her takes get wild.
How much of a meanie I am. Hold on, y'all. I don't want to hear about how much of a meanie I am. Oh, Leah mean, because I was nice and I was good faith this entire debate when I was.
Yeah, she was. Again, if you haven't seen the debate, she's very mellow, calm, and collected through the entire debate. And Love Beautifully is constantly throwing ad hominem attacks. And Leigha just takes it. Maybe face raises, whatever, but she takes it, and then at the end she throws one comment. It's like Andrew Wilson, right? Every time he says anything, he can take brutal attacks the entire debate. He says one thing about somebody and immediately gets the entire internet ganging up on him. Leia's the same kind of thing. Obviously, she doesn't have the following, but the same kind of instance happened here. She was very calm, cool, collected through the entire debate, said one thing at the end, was just ragged on, right? So Wishy Bishy here is an interesting character, and we'll see what she has to say for herself.
Called names when I was called ugly, when my family was attacked, when my religion was attacked, when I was attacked repeatedly. Did I attack back? Not until the end. I was good faith this entire debate just to come on and hear, oh, bitch, just fuck that pussy, that, and all this other degenerate shit. Once again, because we can never just, as ladies, act like ladies and set a good example. We can't do that. So God forbid I finally have a reaction, right? Fuck off with your gaslighting.
Why are you taking it
You
out
did a really good job, by the way.
If
You
that
did
woman
great.
left, why are you taking it out on
I
me?
thought you
You're
were too
still
nice.
allowing your anger to control you and judge people. You don't even know me, and you're accusing me of.
Wait. You want women to be able to kill their own babies because you don't want to control them, but you want to control my speech? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't want to control your speech. I'm telling you that your speech is not going to achieve the goal you're looking for. I'm telling you that if you continue to speak the way that you do to people, you're not going to get the kind of audience you want to follow you. And
You see, when I think I have someone worth saving, I'll extend my hand.
So, been very, very on Leia's side through this entire debate, still on her side, but I will push back slight bit here and say that we should have our hand extended to everyone until they slap it away. With that being said, 90% of the time, they're slapping that shit away before we can even have it in front of them. But I digress. We need to have more leeway for a lot of people. So, like I'd mentioned earlier, I was going to cover Micheal Knowles' interview with the furry for this reason. We need to have more leeway for people like the furry community, for example. This young gentleman, 23, I believe, started furry community when he was 8. Okay? 12 if he says his age. The math doesn't completely math. But anyway, long story short, he needed a community. He needed interaction, human interaction, and wasn't getting it. So where did he turn? To essentially animal interaction. We can't allow this to continue to persist like it is. We've got to start reaching our hand out to everyone, and if they slap it away, then we give up on them. We can't cast pearls before swine, but we've got to start giving everyone the possibility to understand that they're what's the word I'm looking for? They're naive. They're gaslit. They don't completely understand reality because they're not completely looking at reality. Cleaner. Leigha was pretty civil and respectful, if not over talking, interrupting much. Like that's just it. Is the entire time, Love Beautifully was over talking, constantly yelling, wouldn't let her speak. You know, you've got to go back and forth. And these people these days don't go back and forth. They just sit there and talk and talk and talk. Act like these ladies. Geez, that's offensive these days. It's fair. My bad. Leeway or punishment, shaming for bad behaviors. Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's just it. Is we need to get back to like, okay, so if like this gentleman here in the furry interview, he was 8 years old. At 8 years old, you really understand what you're getting yourself into, right? That being the parents dropping the ball, essentially. But the community around them should be, I don't want to say that like you should be willing to just talk to everybody, because I don't talk to everybody. In person, I'm actually a very recluse person. Like I don't talk to people in person. Part of my problem, I don't know why I'm so relaxed online. I don't know why I'm so relaxed on this podcast. But when I get into face of someone, I cannot speak what I want to speak. Part of the reason why I've started the podcast is it's helped me get to the point where I can speak a little bit better in person. But we need to get to the point where we can start speaking to each other again, not just online to bots and garbage. Rex, Fleaway. Yeah, right. Barn, it's hard to reach out your hand if you think it's going to get spit on. And that's exactly it. Like I said, before we can even get around the person to show them our hand, they're spitting into the void at anything. These leftists, they're just constantly spitting on anything that comes around them. It doesn't matter if it's going to be good for them or not. JB says, social skills are paramount. I blame the internet for degrading that skill. I can agree to a certain extent. Like I said, I'm more social on, well, I don't know. If we had never gone online, I would have been forced to be more social in person rather than finding an outlet online. So it's hard to say whether we would have been or not, to be completely honest. So that's a good point. Barn Diesel says that kid at 8 probably thought it was a community of Halloween enthusiasts. Fair. All right, so let's get back to this real quick.
So
I'll extend back. And you don't know what I do in my personal life, by the way. I work for 2 different hotlines that women can call when they're in crisis. Don't you speak on how I help people or how I don't. You have no idea what I do in my personal life. Unlike you bunch of degenerates, I actually devote my time to other people. Unlike you degenerates, I devote my time to other people. Don't speak on what I do in my life because you don't know me.
I don't really understand this argument that like Christians ought to be more kind. You know, like the kindness argument is basically what has landed us with female pastors and like steps to churches in certain colors.
I didn't say kind. I said
exactly.
less judgmental.
That's fair, Leigha. I knew that you didn't really mean that. It was one thing that I could be unbiased about, right? So I'm trying to take that middle ground. I'm not trying to be a fence sitter, but I'm trying to get a platform that's fairly unbiased so that it brings in all different viewpoints. So I don't want you to feel like I was attacking you there by any means. Someone worth saving is a decent way of saying it. But at the same time, what I meant was someone who will listen with an open mind is what you should have said, per se, whatever you want to call it. And that is true. Where they're going to be worth saving because they're willing to listen. We don't know that, but the fact that they're willing to listen, right? You can't give them leeway. They got the way. They are having tons of leeway. Enforcement of standards is what is needed. Punishment/reward system has worked 99% of the time in the past. But I agree with it. But what I'm saying is, before that kid at 8 years old needed to get into the furry community to find a community, he should have had a community. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that once they become a degenerate, then they need to be chastised for it. But before they become a degenerate, we should be looking out for our neighbors. You never know what they're going through. Be kind. Always. Like I say at the end of my streams. Part of the reason why I say it. I was super professional this entire debate, as hard as it was. And it was. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Too nice. According to most people, didn't get me far with this lady. No, Leigha, you did exactly what you were supposed to do. If you had gotten more violent, more arrogant, more aggressive, she would have said that you're being emotional. She was being emotional. You had to allow her to show that she's being the emotional one. You had to do exactly as you did. People will start to realize that in time. We have to be able to accept criticism, but understand that there's a certain level that we can hold to and we don't need to listen to, because again, we need to be calm. We need to be cool. We need to be collected. One of the people that I admire is Micheal Knowles, because he got a furry to come talk to him. He gets people to talk to him because he's unaggressive, right? He's not very aggressive. He's very lenient with how he talks and how he acts with people. We need more of that and less of the aggress. But we do need the aggression, right? If you're an aggressive person, like Dave in the chat, Dave Alyssa, he's a good guy to debate, but he's aggressive. Leigha, you know, if you're aggressive, that's your personality, and that we need more of that. That's fine. We need the Andrew Wilsons, but we also need the Micheal Knowles. We need the Charlie Kirks. We need the potatoes. We need people that are willing to just talk and not yell at each other. And so you had every right to do exactly as you did. I appreciate that, Leigha. Let's see. So he would have had a community if his parents enforced that with rules and standards. Well, and that's what I'm talking about, Cleaner. is parents. I'm not saying that the parents were not supposed to be doing something. I'm saying that the parents and we as parents need to be making sure we're doing what we should be. Rex, control is credibility. It's fair. Let's see. I understand that if you're trying to get through to the person you are talking to, take a different approach. However, online, the best you can hope for is an opponent is to plant the seed, maybe. And that's why I'm planting the seeds for the trees that I will never sit under the shade of. It's what my goal is to get that next generation better, right? And yeah, Cleaner, I agree with you. This is not a disagreement. I'm just making sure we're on the same page for sure. The word is always my go-to. People argue about anything and forget that the Lord says we should do what we should do. That's my baseline. And that's exactly where I'm standing as well, JB. If the Lord tells me to do it, I do it. If the Lord tells me not to do it, I don't do it. Once the world comes to an end and we realize that that's the way that we should be, then people will understand why we're doing the way we're doing it, I guess. Yeah, you're good, Cleaner. I appreciate you, man. And again, I'm really open-minded, guys. The only thing is I know where I stand. Doesn't mean I don't want to hear your side.
Said that leave judgment to God, like he says in the Bible. Vengeance is mine. Judgment comes when I call for judgment. That's what God said. He didn't say you get to judge these people and point fingers at them and feel superior to them because you love me. No, he said because you love me, you have to love them. Love them as though they were yourself, even the evil ones. That's what he wants from you. That's what Jesus asked of you.
Love the sinner, not the sin. I've heard that before, but isn't there also a portion of Revelations where it says like the end times are like governed, where like women are leaders in society and like the religious sense and whatnot? Isn't there a portion in Revelations that
yes
outlines that?
I'm not going to listen about the Bible to someone with witch in their name, first of all.
Revelations is coming true because that means that Jesus is coming back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to listen, like Leigha just said, I'm not going to listen to a witch on Christianity. I'm not going to listen to a witch on the Bible, on the interpretation of any part of said Bible.
And as a good Christian, you should be hoping for that.
So I should be hoping that
seriously, Crusader,
straight before he does.
No, you should hope that the Revelations is coming true, because the Revelations is the pathway to Jesus.
It is so.
Yeah, Rex. Psalms 7. It's a good one. So speaking of Psalms, if you don't know, Benjamin Crambler, he's one of my mods. He has a AI Psalms for the everyday man. And he's gone through the Psalms and he's created with AI, but he's gone back to the original acapella format and gone through all of the Psalms, and they're on his channel. They're amazing. Really well done. So definitely go check those out if you ever get a chance. Let's see. God actually says, love them enough to judge them righteously on earth, but understand that God is the determiner spiritually. And that's exactly it. Oh, nice. Leigha, you challenge her to a chat or to a debate. Remember, guys, if there's anybody that wants to debate on my channel, I'm really begging for debates at this point in time. I really want to get started into that scene. So please, if you want to debate, I have multiple debate prompts that I've built that anybody is willing to, or that anybody can use to debate me on. I wouldn't be opposed to setting up a debate with somebody, but understand that I am very amateur and you will wreck me. So just be aware of that.
Wild.
And taking all of the rights.
So many oughts.
Right?
You should. You oughta. You should.
For us to let sinful behavior run rampant just for the sole goal of bringing Christ back? I'm dangerously close.
You're not letting it run rampant. What control do you have over it?
We have no choice, unfortunately, when she wants to try it and miserably fails. If you have witchy in your name, don't talk to me about the Bible. Just shut up.
I can talk about the Bible if I'd like to. Make me shut up.
What position are you, Rex? I will do my best to play the jester's advocate if you want me to, but I would rather not online. I want to take my stance online, but I'm against taxes. I believe that taxes are theft. So if you don't believe taxes are theft, well, actually, shit. Maybe we'll have to set up that debate, because now I'm starting to wonder if I stand that way or not, because I've said multiple times that taxes are a necessity, but I do believe that taxes are theft. So maybe we'll set up that debate. Maybe we will. I'll keep it in mind. I'll let you know. I wouldn't want to debate her. She's so hateful and misguided. Seriously though, all of these lefts anymore, it seems like they're so misguided. So angry. We have a lefty that's in my Discord. I haven't seen him in a while, but Alter, he's a really good lefty. We need more lefties like Alter that are willing to debate and talk to us civilly.
Good luck at that.
No, you can, because I actually don't want to control your speech, unlike the inverse, right? But what I mean by no, you should shut up is it's advice, because you're making yourself, like your little friend, look really stupid.
Hey, Witchy, I have a question.
So for people in the chat wondering, I'm pretty sure her phone died. So I'm just waiting for her to get back in here, and then I was gonna bring some.
Phone died. Nice excuse. You were getting wrecked for what has it been? 3 hours, through almost 4 hours at this point in time. I know that she's been gone for a little bit now, but she was just getting wrecked. So she dipped out and said that her phone was dead. Oh, wow. It's quite the interesting story you pull there. Yeah, JB, Alter is a cool dude. I have hope for him. I really do. I hope that he moves to America and realizes what we really have to offer, makes $1 million on his game, and turns his life around. When he sees this, he'll be like, turn my life around. What are you talking about, Tater? I have the perfect life. Oh, nice. Crusader, I appreciate you posting that.
Some of the men up, too.
Yeah. Who would have thunk that a woman who isn't responsible about opening her legs wouldn't be responsible charging her phone?
Shots fired! Shots fired! Ah! Where is it? Where is it? AVG.
Of the year.
AVG, you're unmarried, right? AVG,
Yes.
you're unmarried, right?
I was engaged once to a liberal atheist, though.
Yeah, that was fire comment for sure. That one hit.
Yes, I could have gotten married to a liberal.
You're a virgin?
I could have gotten married to a liberal. Nah, you couldn't have gotten married, AVG. I like you. You seem like a base chick, but you couldn't have gotten married. That wouldn't have been a marriage. That would have been a nightmare.
I don't know why y'all think that's some kind of dunk, because she doesn't have 5 baby daddies or dead babies on the ground either.
I've never had an abortion either. Crazy, I know.
Witchy,
Crazy, AVG. Never had an abortion? What's wrong with you? Get with the time. I'm just kidding. Please don't do that.
I have a question for you.
Legs closed. That's the line you're putting. Keep your legs closed. You're not saying don't make babies. You're saying keep your legs closed.
Yeah, Rex, drive careful, buddy. Drive careful.
When none of you could do it yourselves.
Wait. No. Our argument is either keep your legs closed or accept the natural consequences. That's what the argument is. Don't kill your babies because your ass can't go without sex. That's the argument.
Witchy Deka is trying to ask you a question.
Yeah, Witchy, I have a question. So, okay, so you think that God is the ultimate judge, right?
No, but your Bible says he is, so I'm quoting your Bible back to you.
Oh.
Do you believe in God?
Good question.
No, I believe in myself. I believe in Wiccan. I believe in Mother Earth.
Not the way that you do. No, I won't describe what I believe to you because you won't understand it today.
She's a
and
Satanist.
This isn't the time. I am not a Satanist. Satanists believe in self-worship, and I don't worship myself.
Okay.
That's actually a fair point. They do worship themselves. And it's so funny how sneaky that is, right? It's all about self-improvement and self-satisfaction, and everybody's about self-improvement. So you should be okay with it, right? No, you shouldn't. LeighaBoBeigha, I was a bit abrasive at this point because I had built up emotion and I had a headache. Yeah, I can imagine. at this point in time. You've been talked over and not allowed to speak. Again, where I do understand a lot of you guys are going to probably push back on this. Speak should have spoke up a little bit more and told her to shut the fuck up. He doesn't like to mute, and I respect that more than I can really say, because I'm going to try to do my best not to mute people. But you need to tell someone, hey, you need to have respect for the channel, let alone your debater opponent. If you can't have respect for those two things, then I'm going to start disrespecting you and muting you in return. There should be nothing wrong with muting someone that is disrespecting your channel and not allowing your opponent to talk. You're disrespecting the channel because the audience can't see the debate. They can't see both sides. They don't get to understand what's actually happening, and that's disrespecting. Don't Call It Art says funny. Cleaner says don't call it art. Funny you bring that up. Medical guidance actually makes a differential between someone that those behaviors being mentally compromised or not be pregnancy, and that's it. That's just it. Like Don't Call It Art said, if they're wreaking havoc with hormones during the pregnancy, how can we trust their judgment during pregnancy unless it is directly associated with the pregnancy? Now, if it's directly associated with the pregnancy, I'm going to defend women because, that motion is going to hold true through with the pregnancy. But other than that, their pregnancy is going to take precedence. She doesn't worship herself, but she's never wrong. Yeah, if you're pregnant, you have an excuse, basically. And that's the problem. We can't allow people to just have excuses. We need to hold people accountable. And if you have an excuse, you can't be held accountable. And that's why the disease maxers, I guess we want to call them now. I don't know. The illnesses maxers, the STD maxers, the ones that are going out to get illnesses so that they can have something that they are excused because of.
Did you want to clarify your beliefs, Witchy, just so we're not further
can you clarify?
I'm a spiritual eclectic. And I believe that we are all one, and we all come from the one.
Get in the crystal.
See, like I said, going back to the first of the channel, first of the episode, where she says to love beautifully, get in the crystal. So it's an inside joke, essentially, that she's saying to Witchy Bishy here. And she doesn't take it the right way, obviously. Lefts, when do they? But while I understand your point, everyone who goes on Speak's channel understands it is blood sports. I signed up for a blood sports debate, not a nice debate. If you know what I mean. Well, I do know what you mean, but still, and that this is the problem that I have with blood sports debates. Is because it is entertaining, and that's all that it's boiled down to now. It is not about getting the conversation moving forward. It's about the entertainment. It's about the clickability. Where I understand, I'm not holding this against Speak at all. I want to hear the conversation. I want to hear the debates. So that's why I've formulated my structure, my channel, the way that I have. So I can't really talk about anybody else's channel. But yeah, I don't like how you were talked over this entire time, Leigha. But that is what it is. Blood sports, I guess, right? If women have an excuse, then I have an excuse with my PTSD from combat. You have more of an excuse, JB. You have a lot more of an excuse simply because of the fact that it was from combat. If it was just PTSD because you went to basic training or boot camp or something, that'd be a different story. But you went to combat, bro. And respect. Always. Right? I agree 100%. Ethel Gordon pushed that into British medical journals after she got the colors swapped from all newborns from red boys and blue girls to red girls and blue boys. Interesting. Hey, good to see you, man. Well, it depends upon it. That depends. VK is blood sports for sure. I always look at Swords of Reason as a long form, and that's how kind of I see it. Abe is the VK on Friday nights. So for those that might not know, VK Verbal Combat is on Friday nights, and that is all out blood sports panel debate. Interesting, pretty exciting. I've tried to make it on there, and I haven't really gone there yet. I want to. I don't know if I could handle it though. But the Swords of Reason is one of those ones that I do want to try to get on because of his viewer base. And so I would like to get onto the Swords of Reason because it is more of that long form, and it should have those rules associated with it a little bit more. Good to see, Abe. I appreciate the engagement, man. Cleaner says, red is passion and blue calm, which is what each wants of the other, creating a baseline attraction. Ethel messed that up right there, starting a divide that medical experts supported. Holy shit, that's profound, dude. That actually makes a lot of sense.
It has nothing to do with crystals. Jeez. See, this is what I mean. I'm not going to explain it to a bunch of people who aren't open to even trying to understand it. I've taken the time.
As much as you could take a dick, you think you could take a joke.
Oh, Leigha. Wishy Bishy is like she takes it with pretty good composure, I guess. Considering that there, but yeah, considering it's a joke, not a dick. You don't got to take it so hard, right? And she says that she can take shit, and then she doesn't take it, right? I guess she takes it decently.
Denominations, and I've taken the time to understand it. You will never take the time.
All right, Rex. Yeah, I'll start looking into it and see if I can build a case on my side. Do you have a date that you'd like? Are you booked out for a while or anything like that? If you want, you can get a hold of me in the Discord or something like that. But again, if anybody wants to set up debates, I'm definitely wanting to get into more of the debate sphere. I do want to get more into debates myself. So definitely hit me up. I'll host debates, or I will do debates, and we can go on. It looks like Abe is offering to host the debate, so that's cool. Appreciate the offer. Definitely be looking into that. All right, so I think we'll probably wrap it up there. Okay, Rex. Yeah, no date. Okay, yeah, give me a bit. Get a hold of me in the Discord, and we'll set up a date for a little while out, so that I have a little bit of time. It'll be definitely my first debate, so I want to get a little bit of prep if I can. But with that being said, as always, I want feedback. If you can tell me something that I can do better, if there's something that I'm doing wrong, please let me know. Right, the comments in the comment section after the live ends and it goes to a actual video, they help the algorithm. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that really helps the algorithm. And the fact that you guys stay in the chat, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. But yeah, with that being said, I'll let you guys get on with your Sunday evening. I should probably get going. It's almost 3 hour stream. Do want to start streaming longer, so maybe start looking for that. I don't know. No homo, but I love you guys. Please take care of yourselves out there. Remember those Second Amendment rights within the United States. Your response time will always be faster than that of the police getting to your house from wherever they are. Outside of the United States, always remember your rights. They're disappearing, and I've got to stop that. Somebody's got to stop that. We've got to stop it. You're important and need to stay around just like anybody else. So please take care of yourselves out there. As always, Christ is God, the King of Kings, and always will be. And thank you guys. Worth every minute, Potato. I thank you very much for that, David. I really want to keep you guys around. I really would like to make something out of this and be able to talk to my people every day. So thank you very much for being here. Thanks as always, Leigha. Same back to you. All right, you guys, seriously, can't fucking tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys. I gotta shut up though. Anyway, Christ is God. Have a good one.
Everybody screaming, nobody hears. Everybody talking straight through their fears. Headline religion, feed me the rage. People outsource thinking, turn the page. Algorithms whisper, tell me what to feel. Truth became a product, nothing seems real. We trade understanding for a side to defend. Now nobody questions, they just pretend. If you never stop and ask them why, you can live your whole damn life inside a lie. Think or say, wake up before you drown. Everybody shouting, nobody slows down. Question everything, even what you know. Truth survives pressure, let the weak ideas go. Think or sink, don't hand your mind away. Freedom dies quietly, one thought at a time each day. People fear silence more than being wrong, so they join the chorus and they sing along. Tribal addiction, digital wars, turning human beings into avatars. Facts get filtered by the team you choose. Everybody fighting, but we all still lose. Critical thinking shouldn't be rare, but independent thought still scares people everywhere. If emotions all that leads the way, someone else decides what you will say. Think or sink, wake up before you drown. Everybody shouting, nobody slows down. Question everything, even what you know. Truth survives pressure, let the weak ideas go. Left side, right side, fear sold every night. Truth hurts, pride burns, still nobody wants to learn. Pause the noise, break the chain, learn to think or stay the same.